Avast and ahoy and good day once again to ye mateys! I be your overdressed and sweaty DM, Santa, and it brings me a year's worth of joy and festive cheer to welcome ye to Corsair's Cove and our Christmas one-shot Wednesday. Around me, I have a very hearty crew, the kind-hearted Karen Schlink and the brilliant Brendan Ellis, plus my special guests for tonight, the jovial Josh Lang, the nifty Nicky from Brac, and the jolly Josh from Tales of Pesh. So, let's talk about these wonderful people and the characters they'll be playing. So, Karen, if you wouldn't mind, tell me a little bit, A, about yourself, and then B, who the heck you're playing this evening, yes?
Wonderful, Santa. I am Karen. I'm a performer and a writer and a puppeteer and lover of all things slightly creative and nerdy. You can follow me on Twitter as Mother O'Bunnies. You can also see I'm Mother O'Bunnies in chat as well. I have Bella's Cult Ego, Miss Lola Moore. You can follow on Instagram. Or you can listen to me in the D&D podcast, There Be Dragons. I'll also be on Winter's Tales tomorrow night, reviving my character from the Academy of Xandar, V, with the Hunt for the Blood Mage. But tonight, I will be reviving my delightful and very Australian character, Kylie the Lizard Wizard, who is a lizard, but not a wizard, though she does have magic.
Oh, splendid. Well done. Okay, well, who have we got next? Pesh, tell me who you are and what you're playing this evening.
My name is Josh. You can find me over on Tales of Pesh on Twitch, where we do D&D live play and music production, and the same deal on YouTube. You find it all on there. Bit quiet because it's the end of the year, but yeah, we'll be back with some new stuff in January. So,
Ended. How exciting! Alrighty, marvelous. Well, and after that we have Brendan. Tell me who the heck you are, Brendan.
Thanks, Santa. I'm heckin' Brendan Ellis. I'm an actor and director in Perth. I have a fringe show next year with Perth Playback Theatre. Check that out in chat. I am also going to be doing a table talks tomorrow before Karen's game on Winter's Tales with Josh, wherever he's gone. We'll be doing some table talks with whoever is not doing AJ's game. So that's going to be fun.
Josh did let me know we will be having Rachel Foucault and Mitch Earnshaw from Roll for Damage. And I believe, yes, you and Daria will be joining us as well from the Monsters and Magic crew. And I expect Josh will probably show up at some point as well. Let's talk about Nikki. Nikki, who the heck are you?
Hi, I'm Nikki. You can find me over at Brac with a bunch of underscores. It's in chat. I am a biologist and a big D&D nerd, and I put that together with my Saturday segment, Biology of Beasts, where we talk about the biology of D&D creatures and making a little encounter for them. So I'm currently in the field as we speak, but that's not going to stop me from playing D&D. So that's kind of my thing. And I will be playing Slate, a Goliath paladin who has given up an earlier gig protecting someone else to go see what all this Christmas fuss is about.
Jolly good. Alrighty, thank you. And just quickly back to Pesh. Who are you playing?
Oh yeah, I'm playing Regis, the renegade engineer of gifts and inventions for Santa. He's one of Santa's faithful, gift producers, creators, tinkerers.
Marvelous, splendid.
Yeah. A gnome.
A gnome, yes, splendid. And Brendan, who are you? Who are you playing?
Yeah, I am Donna von Blitzen. I don't know how long I'm going to keep that accent. Apparently only 3 words worth.
Gotta fucking commit, Brendan.
Yeah. I am a Goliath Rune Knight, and perhaps I was also a bodyguard of Santa's, maybe, huh?
Maybe indeed. Mr. Josh Lang, who the heck are you?
I'm another Josh, and you can find me at my house taking a nap. I'm a high school drama teacher, so I teach teenagers how to lie for a living. Looking forward to Christmas holidays. I will be playing Apple, the Grung Warlock. He's a little frog man. Happy to be there.
Splendid. Thank you very much, and thank you so much for joining me. I am Santa Claus, but when I'm not Santa Claus, somebody else very similar to me sits in this seat, and his name is Josh the Pirate. And you can find his exploits here on Corsair's Cove and over on Roll for Damage, where he DMs the Humblewood more often than not. Beyond that, he's also in a fringe show, Paparotica, with his lovely wife Karen. And you can find him infesting the art scene and around Perth, and actually Nollamara shops for the last week before Christmas as well. Probably dressed up as a silly character, bit with a silly accent. So splendid. Well, we're all here. We all know who we are. So I must also remind our well-behaved, helpful, and most likely on the good list audience to please like, follow, and subscribe to all the things, you splendid people. We have all the socials, which I shall put up in chat right now. There we are. And you can even check out our YouTube, which has been reasonably well updated, I believe. All of the back episodes you may have missed of all of Josh the Pirate's exploits and most of Karen's as well. Well, mateys, may your festive season be filled with cheer and all your pud come with lashings of custard as we head tremulously at first and then with mounting heat and passion into One Shot Wednesday. Oh, splendid. I've been looking forward to saying that for ages. So, let's have a bit of a...
It is taking some adjusting to getting used to hearing Santa talk about mounting heat and passion.
Yeah, it feels inappropriate, Santa. I don't know if
Look.
you're allowed to have sexual feelings.
That was just... I'm just excited and happy. So, after travelling together for a couple of years, our brave adventurers have made their way to the far north of Matheridan to battle a fearsome band of trolls that had been terrorising the area around Jürgenflög, and generally being rather naughty and unpleasant to the local people. The group, you lot, having a well-deserved, all-expenses-paid break at the Last Resort, a combination inn, hotel, restaurant, music hall, caravansary, and day spa. So, first question, how would you all be spending your holiday?
I'm having a beer.
Yes?
I know it's snowing outside, but I'm having an ice-cold beer.
Absolutely, of course you are. And I imagine Kylie's probably staying close to the fire quite a lot.
Yes.
Very...
As close to the fire as I could get, drinking the coldest beverage the bar can provide. That's how Kylie is rolling right now.
Absolutely. Well, you would be well supplied with dirty squizzes, I believe. Probably the finest beverage in all of the multiverse. So Kylie would be was introduced to these by a friend of hers, Stu, the fluid druid, and she really got a taste for them. So yes, Kylie spends a good portion of her week of holiday drinking by the fireplace. What does everybody else do?
Apple would be submerged in the warmest bath possible for as long as possible.
Very well. Yeah, if you probably dive in and just get left alone for a while and occasionally brought food.
Sounds great.
Excellent. Right,
I
splendid.
think Slate would be nearby in the day spa, just like soaking and just relaxing for a little bit. And if anyone like would get in the same like area spa, they would get quite a good like feeling and aura of like healing and protection. And
Yeah.
they're like, man, this spa's really good. But
Excellent. I'm imagining this Goliath woman with her head back on a rolled up towel cushion, with the green face paint and the
little cucumbers.
the cucumber slices. Absolutely, yes. Getting her nails did by a couple of goblin servants. Yes.
But then like drips asleep and is just snoring really loudly.
Absolutely. And they're having to use like a big file as well, like heavy duty file on the nails.
Like gouging all the dirt out.
Yes. Get some of it carbon dated. Yes, all right. Well, what's Regis up to?
Regis is just maintaining his infallible work ethic. and just
Oh,
testing
yes.
out, working on new toys and testing them out on the other patrons at the getaway resort.
Oh, splendid. Never. You can always rely on Regis. Never stops working. Lovely. Well, yes. Then you would probably be little tricks, toys, and things like that, yo-yos and so forth, or more like complicated little mechanical contraptions.
Gifts for adults as well. You know.
It is.
All sorts of
Very vivid mental image of a
resort?
vibrating thing.
Recreational devices.
Yes.
Keep it.
It
We're
is
on
definitely a
Twitch. We're
winter.
gonna-
Yes, it is definitely a winter resort. Absolutely. It's very, very cold outside. Yes.
Yeah, you know, like rocket-powered toboggans,
Oh, splendid.
rocket-powered skis, rocket-powered snowboards. Yeah, pretty much. You'll just take anything and put a rocket on it.
I see.
Yeah.
I am sensing a theme. Yes. All right. Splendid. And Donna von Blitzen, what's he up to?
I think that Donna von Blitzen, he does not mind the cold, and he was thinking of skiing, so perhaps he is doing a trial run of these rocket-powered skis, eh?
Yeah. All right.
And now I'm
Splendid.
French. French is where I am.
Close enough. Near as damn it. European-ish. All right. Splendid. You spend a very relaxing week in your various activities. And Tuk Tuk, the orcish owner of the establishment and nominal mayor of Jürgenflög, has invited you to a fancy-ish party to celebrate the conjunction of your victory and the winter solstice. The main hall of the last resort is full of merriment. A roaring fire fills the air with warmth and is aided by the smells of delicious platters of food and hearty measures of mulled wine and warm mead. Oh, I'm getting my mouth watering just thinking about it. The place is scattered with tables full of locals, which you are shepherded between. You are very much the heroes of the hour, and everybody wants to have a chat with you and introduce themselves and raise a glass of mead to your honor. In one corner, a large pine tree has been brought in for the occasion and decorated in streamers and baubles and candles, and small boiled sweets have been sort of scattered around the lower branches, which the local children delight in finding and consuming. Practically the whole town is there, which is well, as the weather has closed in and there is a blizzard blowing outside. And I suppose, yes, you are being sort of brought around the room, and you are being prevailed upon for stories of your adventuring companions. So I would say, Slate, you are a wizened dwarven woman, asks you for a tale of one of your other adventuring companions, something interesting that happened on one of your many adventures.
Slate sort of leans over, sort of half crouching to speak to this woman.
Yes.
And and just says, "Well, I don't know. You do your job. You make things work. I used to protect the Tooth Fairy, and I got Regis to develop something special to leave under the pillows, but the rocket-powered coins didn't really go too well. So we kind of moved away from that. But yeah, it's been a pretty good road. It's making an impact, I think, is what one of our comments were."
And she playfully punches you in the arm, and there's a little bit of force behind it. She's not a weakling; she's just quite elderly, and the tassels in her beard jingle merrily as she chuckles and says, "I was like, I bet you are making an impact." And Regis, you're at a different table, and a group of small children who have been delighted with your experiments and your gifts are asking you for tales about one of the others.
Yes, gather around, children. Yes, listen closely now. You see the blue one over there? Yes, the apple, the aquatic man, the frog man. Yes, just be very careful, 'cause he's very, very touchy. And in the last time he hugged me, I was catatonic in my suit for 3 hours before someone found me, because everybody thought I was just asleep inside my armor, but I was actually dying. So be careful. Don't hug him. Just maybe a little fist bump with a gloved hand, or a firm handshake. Not too firm though. Yes.
And these children are all sort of rapt attention, just, oh, oh. And now that you can see, they're all considering how best to approach the frogman. The frogman, who is on the other side of the room and has been plied with plenty of meat, ah dear, yes, is being entertained by a gaggle of young ladies. Actually, he seems to be have taken their fancy, and they're begging him for tales of his friends and adventures.
Madame, apple. It's me. You know what I say? An apple a day. Oh yes, friends, very good. You know, Kylie, the lizard wizard. She a very good healer, which is very good for her because when I met her, I gave her a big hug and almost killed her, but she managed to revive herself. She's a very wise person, a lizard, whatever.
And they all giggle to themselves. How charming you are, Kylie. You are holding court, I feel, with some of the older members of the town, talking to them about history, and they're relaying some of their town's history to you. And once they've done that, they ask you for a tale of your own.
Oh, well. Who hasn't been done yet?
Donna, I think.
Donna? Well,
Donna, and then Donna.
The
will
two
just say-
Goliaths.
Yeah.
Two Goliaths haven't been done. Well, Donna over there. Oh, he's a strange one. But you know, fun. Strange but fun. But I have to confess that I don't always get the accent. And once I thought he was trying to get me to help him light a fire. In fact, he was trying to explain courtship in his town. And I completely misunderstood the situation. And now I'm pretty sure he thinks that where I come from, in order to proposition someone, you have to set something on fire.
Oh dear.
The metaphor kind of got lost in among the hurdy-gurdies. It was unfortunate, but, you know, it's led to some really entertaining scenarios in the future. So I think he's forgiven me.
And yes, a couple of the older people there chuckle merrily at the misunderstanding. Yes, I've had one similar experience my own self. Lady tried to set me on fire. That was my wife, of course. It wasn't a courtship ritual. Yes, never mind. Donna, you're actually hanging out with Tuk Tuk, the orcish mare. He's been going drink for drink with you, I suspect. Yes, he's almost your size as well. He's a big, strapping orcish man. Lovely guy as well, really lovely. Swings both ways. I don't know how it came up in conversation, but it definitely did. Yes.
I would light a fire, you see, Slade over there. She thinks she protect everyone. Yeah, and no, really, I protect, but sometimes I let her think that she protects. And there was this time that you see, Kylie, her flesh. Some people think looks quite delicious. So some people try to skin her, and Slade gets in the way, and she says, "No, you're not allowed to do this." And then she says, "A smite." And then there was no more people. Of course, I had it myself, but I let Slade have this because, you know, she needs some wins in her life.
And Tuk Tuk goes, "Oh, that's very kind of you. What a nice person you all are." Well, and the party continues. And it comes as something of a shock when a figure bursts through the door in a swirl of snow and cold before slamming it behind them. The figure is tall and handsome, a man of slightly advanced years. He wears a splendid red suit with black boots and white fur edging, and possesses a rather fabulous snowy white beard. And he says, and I'm going to do a pretty decent impression of him now, help me, please, the dashing stranger declares, his demeanor uncommonly distressed. I need adventurers, for all is ruined.
Kylie will leap to her feet and be like, never let it be said that Kylie the lizard wizard, who's not actually a wizard, turned down a call for assistance.
You'll help me? Oh, splendid. I had thought Regis might be here. I saw some of his rockets going off earlier. There you are. Oh, splendid.
He jumps up from behind the children. It's like, no, I'm here, Santa.
Ah, there you are, man. Jolly good, splendid. These are you. This is the lot you've been hanging out with, is it? Ah, jolly good. Well, I've found you. The rest of you, would you be amenable to assisting me?
Slate just like walks over and stands like a little bit too close, but just stands there.
Hello.
Yeah, Santa, of course. We will help you anytime, yeah?
Oh, you've
Apple
heard of me,
jumps
have
across the
you?
room.
I may have heard of you and your reindeers.
And what does Apple do, sorry?
Apple long jumps across the room and lands very, very close in the personal space of Santa and just says, "And Apple!"
And, well, of course, Apple, what a splendid young chap. Well, I was on my way to make my yearly delivery of presents to all the good boys and girls and otherwise gendered young people, when I discovered someone had stolen the whole bally lot of it. You see, I keep it all in a magic sack. A sack of infinite present holding, you see, my own design. And my nemesis, the dastardy Glinch, seems to have Saint-Nicked off with it, if you will.
I think the back of Regis's... Oh, sorry.
I don't know. I was going to say, how many of these puns can we expect? I want to brace myself.
He hit the character limit in Microsoft Word. We have Regis has like a little vent on the back of his armor, just like sort of erupts with steam, just makes like the train like choo-choo notes. You mean to tell me I worked 365 days straight for everything to be stolen?
Yes.
Just point me in the right direction, Santa, and I will make them. Excuse me a second. He walks over to the punch bowl and just kind of like breathing heavy over it.
Very well. Yes.
This is terrible news. Is that someone has snatched your sack? But we will help you with this, of course. Yeah.
Oh, jolly good. Any help?
Anyone who would commit such a dastardly act at such a, giving and festive time of year deserves nothing more than a stern talking to.
I should think so. Well, I tracked him to his lair with my magic, but the defenses are rather too much for me, I'm afraid. So I need some sturdy adventurers to get in past the defenses and get my sack back.
Well, we would happily handle your sack, eh?
Oh, jolly good.
We will bring that sack back as plump and beautiful and full of possibility as it was when it was stolen.
If not more so, I should imagine. Jolly good. Splendid. Well, I'll give you a lift then, shall I?
Yeah.
Well, sorry to interrupt everybody. I'll have them back as soon as I can. And Santa leads you outside. As he leads you, he says, "You see, the Glinch lives in a castle deep in the woods to the west of Jürgenflög. It's doubtless full of traps and illusions, but it's primarily warded specifically against me. So yes, we'll make best time, I think, on the sleigh. Hop on." The cold air outside the hall is almost refreshing, as it brings with it the frisson of excitement at the prospect of adventure. Santa escorts you to his ride, a richly bedecked sleigh with a dozen reindeer hooked up to the front, and gestures you to get on. Hold on tight, everyone! Ho, Schnitzel! The replete gentleman clicks his fingers, and the nose of the lead reindeer lights up with a warm yellow glow, which is the slightly startled beast duly directs ahead of it. Seemingly unable to contain himself despite the seriousness of the situation, Santa chuckles, ho 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 ho, and cracks the reins. The journey to the Glinch's castle is relatively short, reindeer providing a swift and surprisingly airborne conveyance. Can I get you all to roll me perception checks, please? First roll of the game. Oh dear.
Well, the Christmas luck is with me. I rolled a 29.
29.
Natural 29. Natural 20 and then plus 9 because I'm very perceptive.
Does anybody else? I'm not expecting any huge advances on 29.
No fucking way, no.
Bake that.
The lizard
I didn't
wizard's
get
eyes are
a dirty 20.
a filthy,
dirty
filthy 20. And two of them, oh, jolly good. Nikki, Pesh, how'd you do?
12.
12, not too bad. Regis,
Just a 10. Just a 10.
a 10.
So
All right,
he's-
well, never
yeah.
mind.
He's good. I think the frost is just like zooming in through his visor, and he's just like
All rough, yes.
squinting.
Slate and Regis have difficulty seeing through the snow, but Kylie appears to be made of sterner stuff in this instance, and possibly it's the absorption of it by her cold-blooded nature. She can see through the snow extremely well. The journey to the Glitch's castle is quite quick, and you can make out in the distance that Donna and Kylie and Apple can all see, against the blackness of the night, spires and buttresses, a monolithic structure silhouetted against the snowstorm, made of dark stone. The occasional window gleams a dull light out into the storm, but for the most part it seems uninhabited. Kylie, you also, almost as soon as you spot the castle, you actually feel the sleigh begin to slow. Whatever magic protecting the castle having a deleterious effect on the speed of the reindeer. Your amiable and charming pilot sets down in a clearing and indicates for you to dismount. Well, lads, ladies, I am afraid I can go no further. I'll swing in and pick you up if you can figure out how to disable the magical barrier. If not, you can meet me back here and I'll give you a lift back to Jürgenflurg, or anywhere else you might fancy. Actually, I have deliveries to make across the entire multiverse.
We will do our best, Santa.
Thank you very much, my dear. Splendid job. You're definitely on the good list, the lot of you. Setting off towards the castle, how do you travel?
Well,
I feel like Donna and I will just like push for the front.
Yes?
I was actually thinking having the little ones on our shoulders.
I was going to
Yes.
request a piggyback.
I'm used to these venomous hugs, so I will give Apple a piggyback.
Donna!
Yeah,
we-
Apple, it's so good to spend some time with you, huh?
Ah, you're like my auntie.
Regis,
Yeah.
do you catch a ride on Slate?
No, Regis is quite fine to hike. He has boots of the Winterlands on his feet, so he traverses over ice and snow with no trouble at all.
Oh, splendid. Well, Kylie's
Spring in his
not-
step.
Oh, yes, of course. Well, Kylie's not particularly small her own self, but I imagine she would shelter in behind behind Slate, as Slate sort of forges away ahead. Is that about right?
use her as a cheeky windbreak.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll,
And she's
I'll
doing
drag
that.
my feet a little bit and make it a little bit more of a path.
Ah.
Yeah, Kylie's doing that thing where you have to lift your feet up quite high because they're sinking into the snow.
Yeah.
Right. So you're not moving. Are you endeavoring to move in a stealthy manner, or just travel at normal pace?
And how stealthy can you be when you're making your way through snow? Does snow give you disadvantage on stealth?
It also, but it
crunching?
is a blizzard out as well, so spotting you will be somewhat challenging, particularly in a forest. Yes, basically, I would certainly give people spotting you difficulty.
I do not do stealth. I think I am just trudging through, huh?
Very well. You make your way in a non-stealthy fashion, unless Slate had an idea.
No, just while we're walking, it's like I know we want to get to the action, but like the whole point, if we don't get caught, then we don't have to protect people in the first place. I just don't understand, Donna, why you're always blitzing on in there.
But how would people notice that I can protect them if I do not have opportunities to protect, huh? But if you like, I can try.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Next time, though.
All right.
I look down at my chainmail, which is rattling in the blizzard.
Kylie is
I
wearing
also
scale
jingle.
mail her own self. Yes. I
Yeah.
think almost all of you are heavily armored except Apple.
I'm wearing a grass skirt.
Aw.
And nothing else.
Yes, our two amphibian friends are probably not having a good time in this blizzard.
Free balling.
No. I think it's only the presence of Donna von Blitzen, actually, Apple, that causes you to be able to make this trek without any significant disadvantages to your health. But you forge your way ahead quite rapidly, and you make it to the edge of the forest. Now, the forest ends rather abruptly, actually, at about 100 feet away from the base of the castle walls, leaving a large open space around the structure. There is a moat, which is unsurprisingly frozen over. The place is a sort of Motte and Bailey-style keep, a wall encompassing a decent courtyard with a fort at the rear of it. The walls attached to the fortress, and it appears that you can access the top of the walls from the fortress or from climbing up within the courtyard. There are towers at the corners of the walls and another pair on either side of the main gate. You would be coming at it from one side. I'm thinking from the left-hand side of the castle. So if this is the circle of the castle, the fort is here, you'd be down here, right? And the main gate would be there. Is that clear? Alrighty. The walls are 50 foot high and slick with ice. There is a main gate. Through this is, though it appears, well, it's hard to say from this angle, but it's heavily barred. And yes, there are a pair of towers overlooking it. So, what do you do?
Well, if we wish to climb the wall, I have a little something that could make it much easier for us. What does everybody think? What are our options?
What are our
I can-
passive perceptions as well, out of mild curiosity?
Big 11.
A big 11. Not a
Me
small
too.
11. Bunch of
19.
11s. Oh, Kylie, you spot you get just a little glimmer of movement at the top of the wall, Kylie.
Oh. Can I peer a little closer?
Make
Try
a
and make it
perception
out.
check, please.
Squint through the snow.
Deliberate perception check.
That is a 23.
23.
Whoa.
Kylie, you can spot at the top of the wall. She has a +9. It's not that crazy good. Yeah.
Perception and insight are about the things I'm best at. so-
Kylie is a walking telescope and little else. So yes, she. You can see at the top of the wall. There is figures moving around. Not too many of them. On the top of this wall that you are looking at, actually, you can make out a pair, and one more in a tower at the corner. One of the corner towers, the front corner tower. So you can see 3 figures. It's hard to make out what they are, though, beyond... they do seem to be wearing armor, but it's a blizzard, you know? You're 50, 60, 70 feet away from them.
I'll kind of nudge the others and be like, there's one there, there's one there, there's one over there.
Do you want me to jump?
Can you jump that high, Apple, without meaning to be rude?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
You've probably
Watch
witnessed it.
me.
He's about jumping. It's his whole thing. He can do about 50 feet. If the height of the walls is 50 feet, and you are 100 feet away from them, currently in the forest. I'm not saying you've gone out of the forest yet. So that is part of the challenge.
Oh,
If
I
you,
feel
uh,
absolutely challenged by Kylie asking if I can jump that high. Apple is going to cast
Oopsie.
jump,
Very well.
which triples his jump height from standing, a vertical jump from 15 to 45 feet vertical jump. And it's just going to
Springs.
jump from Donna's back 45 feet up to get about 50 feet level with the wall, take a quick peek and see what I can see, and then descend and hopefully land back on Donna's back.
Make me a perception check. And the things
I
on the
can
top
do
of the
that.
walls got a 3 and an 8 for theirs.
A 14 for perception.
I will give you advantage because of your vantage point. How about that?
That really helped. 22.
No, there you are. Yes, from this vantage point, you can make out that these things are humanoid in shape. They are armed with long bows, as far as you can tell. Well, bows anyway. Hard to make out exactly what manner of bow at this distance. And they appear to be extremely thin. And what appears of their skin is white. Or
Okay.
sort of creamy white.
Right.
I catch Apple.
Oh,
You do that.
there's 3 armed archers sitting on a wall.
Perhaps we go around Zen and see if there is somewhere less defended.
Hmm.
Yes?
Sneaky
You
back entrance.
sneak around, look for a back entrance.
We
Alrighty.
need a sneaky back entrance so we can reach around and get Santa's sack.
Yes, you're wanting to get in through the back passage, aren't you?
I've just had 2 weeks of this in the Humblewood campaign of these exact same
You've
jokes.
penetrated a pirate's back passage already. Now you're going to do it to a Glinch.
We're all
There's
about
hunting
that back
around there
passage.
too.
Yes, there were. All right, there wasn't a sack though. So
Missed a trick there.
honestly, you two are filthy. I bring nothing to this. Right, so you are going to move around through the forest and see if you can't get a better vantage point to have a look at for other people on the walls, are you? Well, then make me perception checks, everybody. Do you stay together or do you split the party? Ha ha ha.
I think stay together.
Right, right, jolly good. You've learned the first lesson.
I'm also going to look for structurally weak parts of the wall that we can potentially just smash down.
Oh, yes, jolly good, jolly good. And anybody who's particularly naturally attuned is welcome to make an insight or nature check. In fact, no, it would be nature.
I feel like Goliaths would be right.
Yeah, if you like. Anybody who can sort of characterize, make it into their character that they would. Yeah, certainly. So, numbers for perception, first of all.
I rolled a 1, so 10.
10. Not brilliant, Kylie. It's getting a bit of snow in your eyes now. Getting a bit
Yeah,
snow
yeah.
blind. Yes.
The wind changed direction, like
I'm like trying to kick up a clear path for Kylie, and I'm just kicking it
It's
into
blowing into her face, yes.
Yeah.
I'm making it worse. Oh god.
Okay.
Like, I appreciate the enthusiasm.
Very well.
I mean,
Anybody else?
I can just carry you if you want. I don't.
I also
I got
rolled
a-
a 1.
Also a 1. Jolly good.
I got a
Splendid.
2, so
Oh.
that's 3.
Glorious.
13?
14. Oh, well, 14. And Apple?
5.
Great. 14 is the number then. Right. Jolly good.
We walked
yeah.
around the building and just all lost the ability.
Yeah, you've been out in it too long now. Yeah,
Blizzard is so sticky over here.
yeah, it was blocking, the castle was blocking a good portion of it before, so as you come around the outside, it's harder to see. Slate, you can make out a couple more. It doesn't appear that any stretch of the wall is actually undefended, though you suspect that the far side walls are actually less defended. You think you can only spot a single figure at the top of that one.
Relay that back.
1A.
And if anybody did the nature check, how'd that go?
Yeah.
18.
Ooh, 18. An 18, 19. Both of you notice there is a curious lack of any animals around. Like, it's a blizzard, obviously. You're not expecting to see a huge amount. But since you got out of Santa's sleigh, the only animals you saw are reindeer. And they flew off. So, there's, like, you would expect to see at least maybe an owl or a wolf occasionally in deep forest. Not a jolly thing.
Donna, does
Quiet.
it seem real quiet too? Like, It's not even.
Too quiet.
Yeah, it seems real quiet to me.
I wasn't until he said that.
Yeah. And a snow falls off a branch.
I don't want to, just jump in, but if there's only one on this side, it would be quite easy to just shoot him. I don't want to get too bloodthirsty straight away, but I've got a crossbow. I could just shoot him. Quick, quiet, and then this side of the wall is clear for us to get in.
Well, I am happy for you to do the quiet. I am not quiet as we all know. When the shit hits the fans, then I become a literal giant. So you do quiet, and if quiet does not work, then I bring the thunder, huh?
Yeah, most of my spells are like loud and flashy, and if you want to be like a bit subtle, I can just try and shoot him.
Well, it's a bit of a long shot. It's about 120 feet away, but I wouldn't give you disadvantage.
I thought you said the wall was 50 feet high?
It is, but you're 100 feet away from him. Unless
Am
you
I
sneak
able-
to the base of the wall.
Am I able to sneak forward a little bit then?
The whole point is that it's a castle. It's supposed to be defended. It's supposed to be designed to be exactly to prevent this exact thing. So that's why there is a 100-foot gap around the forest. Like, it's why castles don't traditionally let forests be that close to the walls, because it really, really defeats the whole point.
There is a blizzard, though.
There is a blizzard.
Don't say no. We have an adventure we need to do. We need to get the action going.
Yes. Well, from the actually the edge of the forest, however, you could probably make the shot. You'd like? Want to give it a go?
Let's give it a go, you know?
All
and
right.
Carly will flick her cloak back and pull the crossbow out and like,
Yes. Leads the target just slightly.
it's quite windy, got to compensate for that.
Yes. Yes. If anybody has anything they want to do to assist her, possibly.
Does anyone have help?
I could take the assist action and lean over and don't forget to compensate for the Coriolis effect.
Oh, thank you.
I will allow advantage with this shot.
Would you like to rub the bolt on me?
Ooh.
That's actually quite a good idea, Apple.
Yeah,
and I'll just
right.
kind of gently rub the tip of the arrowhead on the top of Apple's head.
Now, I'm going to admit to a certain degree of ignorance regarding Grung. What damage does that do, Grung? Apple?
Anyone can apply my poison to a piercing weapon as part of an attack with that weapon. The target then succeed a DC 12 con save or take 2d4 poison damage.
Oh, right. It's additional poison damage. Is it? Splendid. Marvelous. All right. Jolly good. Well, yes, Kylie. You have advantage and a poisoned shot.
All right. Let's see how this pans out. 24. I feel like I might hit him.
24. Oh, Techno Frank DK has figured out the appearance of the baddie. The Glinch is there up in chat. Right, 24 does hit. Roll me some damage, Kylie.
Right. 11 points of damage.
Now, how is that split up, my dear? It is actually rather important.
What do you mean?
11 points. Oh, that's just...
8.
Oh, wow, okay. Jolly good. And roll me the poison damage as well.
On a failed
con save.
Yeah, he's got to do a con save.
Right,
And
con
then
save it is.
2d4s, I believe it was.
I believe it's 14 is the...
it needed to beat 12.
Right, it did then, I'm afraid. I rolled 14 on the dice, and it has a bit of quite a high con. So it passed that. However, Kylie, you... from what you can see, and obviously the crossbow bolt basically disappears off into the blizzard, the slight corkscrewing of it having accounted for the Coriolis effect, and slams into this figure as they are slowly walking along the top of the wall, and the figure appears to topple off.
Ooh.
Good one, Kylie. Direct hit, huh?
Is he topple off our side of the wall?
No, it did very much the momentum of the bolt carries it into the courtyard. Unfortunately, that's not how momentum works.
I think he fell inside.
Carly, fuck, this is terrible. Why you do this, huh?
Well, it's no pleasing some people. I've gone Cockney all of a sudden.
Kesh, is that you?
Yes, you remember you're Australian.
Yeah. Sorry. G'day, and tinnies and utes and
Struth
stuff.
and crikey, mate.
Yeah, cracking fruth. May I suggest we climb up the other side? Like he fell over there. We climb over there.
Oh, so it was all brilliantly
ruse.
planned as a distraction.
Yeah. Now they're all like, "Oh my goodness, he got shot over there." So we need to go over there.
So you're going to run around the other side?
No, just to the other end of the wall.
Oh, right, I see. Okay, so he gets knocked off at one end of the wall and you go up
we're
the
like,
other end.
"Nah."
Right,
At least
okay.
This is Kylie's suggestion. She's not
Right.
actually sure how she's going to climb the wall.
Well, Regis, I think, may have you covered there. So you are going to run up to the base of the wall, I presume? Is this is the plan?
This is Kylie's plan.
Right, jolly good. And how do you?
Yeah,
how are you going to get up?
We move.
Yep.
Regis is going to reach into his own sack of holding, and he's going to
Excellent.
pull out a length of rope. And this clever little device I developed for Santa to get in and out of the chimney, as you see. He's going to get the rope, and he's just going to attaches to like a little hand crossbow attached on the outside of his armor, and aim it up the wall and go, "Choof!" And it's a rope of climbing, so it's going to
Amazing.
automatically attach to
Neat.
the top of the wall, I believe it does.
You do that. And
Good
yeah, you
mouse
can
tools.
all climb the rope, unless you're a frog who likes to jump.
Do we need to make checks with this rope? Or...
I will get
Yes,
you to...
but you get advantage.
Right.
Ah.
And it's athletics checks or acrobatics I'll allow.
Maybe I'll go first in case there is someone waiting for us up to the top, eh?
Not a bad thought. Not a
Yeah.
bad thought.
You start your climb. I have an idea. Don't crest the wall until you get my signal.
And then he's gonna like just sort of like flex a little bit, and two rockets are gonna burst out of his back. He's gonna cast fly and just zoom off in the opposite direction, around following the outside of the castle.
How do you do
Amazing.
that the whole time?
In what manner of... Like, in what direction, sorry? You heading back the way you've come, or further
He's gonna
around?
stay at the base of the castle wall and follow it back around to the original side.
Right. Jolly good. Okay, you do that. I'm going to... there's no real way to do that stealthily, I'm afraid. So
yeah, he's not trying to be stealthy. So
yes, but unfortunately for the people on the top of the wall, they're really not very observant. Really terrible lookouts. So yeah, Donna, you get up to the top, just below the top, if you're obeying Regis's suggestion.
I do love to crest, but I will wait.
What did you get on your athletics check? This is probably a bit of a formality for a...
25?
Yes, all right, that's probably enough. Jolly good. So yes, you get up there. Regis, what do you do?
he's just gonna fly around to the direct other side of the castle where we first approached,
Mm-hmm.
and then he's just going to point upwards, like just straight up the side of the castle, and it's like kind of like Inspector Gadget, the fingertips of his suit like spring open. He's just going to spam a bunch of fireworks into the sky. He's going to cast pyrotechnics, and just boom, 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 boom. And then
Right.
he's going to like fire it off and then turn around and fly back in the other direction. And all these fireworks explode and says just like, ho, 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 you're so dead, like in red text above the wall.
Yes, all right, jolly good. And that's probably the signal, Donna. So I imagine you crest the wall.
Let's
Donna,
go.
making your way up, you notice there does not appear to be any other people on this stretch of the wall, but in one of the guard posts up the end of the wall, you can see a skeletal figure admiring a firework display that says something rather naughty. And looking further around, you can see about 7 other skeletal figures, all holding bows, but all admiring this fireworks display as well.
Nobody close to us?
Nobody is right near you. You appear to have taken out the one that was guarding this bit of the wall. Well, kind of.
Okay.
In fact, if you look down, you can see in the courtyard the crumpled remains of a clearly skeletal form.
And no one's noticed that there's a dead person lying in the courtyard?
Doesn't appear to have.
Oh, great. Love it.
Do I see an entrance to the castle?
You see 3. There is one at the end of the wall you are currently standing on that leads into an upper level of the castle. There's one on the far side. Similarly, if you were to circumnavigate the whole walls, you get in on the far side as well. And then there's the main entrance. So inside there is a courtyard, and there is a large entranceway at the sort of the main door of the keep.
Okay.
And does Slate follow up?
Yeah.
Alright.
Kylie, if you want to go first, I can.
Oh, right.
support
Yeah.
you.
I will climb up the rope.
Very well.
And goodness me, dirty 20 on my acrobatics check. So
Yes.
Nice.
one
It's
assumes I climb with flair.
Yeah, not quite as gracefully as Donna, but Donna did it just by pure brute strength. I am imagining Donna had his axe or whatever he's armed with in one hand, and then he just grabs hold of it with the other and just pulls, and just sort of does that with one hand.
That's far
and,
cooler than what I had in mind, so yes.
There you are. Kylie sort of wraps her tail around it and uses it as a third limb to sort of support herself as she ascends with similar but not quite as much physical ease. How do Apple and Slate make their way up?
Apple jumps.
Apple jumps. Excellent. How long does the jump spell last? I think I'm fine to say you don't need to cast it again. I'm just curious.
I can cast it at will without it
right.
taking a spell slot.
Splendid. In which case, you do that. You jump. It's just a little higher than you can normally reach, but for purposes of cool, I'm happy to let you just sort of and grab and pull yourself up.
I don't know about anyone else, but I'm picturing the little frog guy from Spirited Away.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
the little frog guy. Yeah.
Slate.
Slate just starts to also just climb up the rope with ease with a 22.
Yes, not a problem.
And just kind of getting ready to maybe catch Kylie and then just go, she's got this.
Got it. Yeah. And then Regis sort of swoops up and lands with aplomb. Sort of very Iron Man style, I feel. And
Welcome
it
to the
comes-
party, pal.
Yes, you do that. I would say you all make the top of the wall in under 20 seconds. Yes, so you're there standing looking at a really marvelous display of my face, actually, saying something rather hurtful that I would never actually say in real life. Yes, all of the guards appear rather distracted for the moment. However, the firework display will not last indefinitely.
Is there a way into the castle?
Yes, Donna
I
would
point
it
out the door closest to us,
Hmm.
and I stand between that door and the closest enemies to kind of shield the rest of the
Shield
party
everybody.
as they go in.
All right, jolly good. Do you all enter through that door?
Is it unlocked?
It is, actually, when you get to it, yes. Very well. So, yes, you manage to get into the castle. First challenge unlocked. Achievement unlocked, well done. The corridor out of the storm is dim and cold. But at least it's warmer than outside. And it is long and has several doors, all on the right-hand side. The left being the outer wall, of course, of the keep. It has a couple of narrow windows looking out into the blizzard. At the end of the corridor, it turns right. The doors are all wooden, yes, don't really see anything else unless you actively look to perceive for things. It does actually seem a little dusty.
So there wouldn't be like a way to discern from the dust if there has been recent movement in this area?
You could make me a survival check, Kylie, if you like, to try and determine that.
28. Can I see any tracks in this here dust?
Goodness me. Yes, there does appear to be a single set. 28, actually, you would determine that it is a single set of footprints. The feet were actually skeletal. And the dust is not particularly thick, but I would actually say, I'll give you this, you notice that whilst they're only a single set of footprints, it looks like somebody has been very carefully, or not carefully, but yes, different people have been using the same footprints, or different beings. But all the footprints, so all the footprints are in the same spots, but they're all made by different creatures. Has a just slightly different shape, skeletal feet.
Interesting. But all heading in the same direction.
I do apologize. It's one out, one in. No, it wouldn't be. It would all be just one out.
And I will do a little. It appears that somebody went this way recently.
As in heading the way you're coming in.
Oh, as in they went out this way upwards.
Yes. Out this
gosh.
way into the storm.
Excellent. Well, it came from that direction, which we could take as a sign, or we could do the exact opposite and see how that flies.
Thoughts?
Yes. I would say forward. Forward's generally good. And I
Very well.
continue down the hallway.
So there are loads of doors along your right-hand side, but there is the hallway itself turns right at the far end.
Is that in line with what the wall was doing?
It does appear to be, yes. Yes, you would imagine this is probably taking you to the back end of the keep. It seems to run probably the entire length of the fortress.
Does it look like we'll have to sort of go into the courtyard and then into the keep itself, or?
No, you've managed to bypass the courtyard completely.
Oh,
you are in the
Circle
keep.
around.
You are in the keep.
Oh, okay, cool.
I imagine Slate is probably at the front of the pack. Donna's definitely at the back. So
Right.
as Slate is leading the charge through, I'm gonna push open the first door that I pass, just to take a sneaky peek.
Jolly good. With the first door you pass, yes, let's say that one doesn't happen to be locked, and inside you find it's a bedroom. It appears to actually be a sort of a bedroom for multiple people. It's got 2 sets of bunk beds in it, so it would sleep 4 in single beds, and it all seems rather dusty. Not even any footprints now that Kylie's pointed them out. So yeah, very odd.
I'll continue up, opening the next few to see if it's the same or.
The
something
second one
different.
is locked. The third one isn't, but it does have. It contains basically an empty storeroom. It seems like it's got a couple of empty crates and a barrel with some very rotten fruit in it. If you
wait. Apple, perhaps you are interested in the rotten fruit. I am. This door is locked. I want to try to tear it off its hinges.
Make me an athletics check. And Apple, do you do anything with the rotten apples?
Yes.
Is that good for you?
Yes. An apple a
Right.
day.
Keeps Kylie away.
You know what they say.
Yes,
I do.
Apple eats a rotten apple, and I'm going to say because of his particular constitution doesn't bother him at all. What did you get for your tearing the door off action there, Donna?
13 on athletics.
Not too bad. Yeah, the door isn't particularly well sturdily made, so yes, you managed to wrench it open. It does make a bit of noise. It does make quite a bit of a crash and a bang. And inside you find... Hang on now, where is it? This one is actually completely empty.
Oh. Why'd they bother locking the door if there's nothing in there? I've gone Cockney again, I'm sorry.
Kylie, your eyes are better than mine. I think you have a good point. Perhaps you want to have a look around to see if there isn't anything hidden, eh?
You are both welcome to make investigation if you like.
Can I perceive instead, or must I investigate?
I mean, you'll find different things.
Right. Well, let's take a punt on investigation.
Yes.
And you know what? I will let Kylie investigate. I'm going to go back to the door that we came in from and find something to bar it with. Perhaps the door that I just
I was about to say, yes. So the only thing you can really find to use to do that would be either a set of bunk beds or the door that you happen to have. It makes a rather marvelous tower shield as well, but yes, a door would make an excellent block for a door. So yes, I would certainly. Can you make me a? I don't know. What skill would you use to form a sort of blockade?
Athletics to kind of finagle it into place and force
all right.
it.
Jolly good. You do that. Kylie, how'd you do for your investigation?
18 to investigate the room.
Oh, not too bad. Kylie, you do find a floorboard in the corner of the room that does appear to be able to be lifted up. Within it, there's a small compartment, like a secret compartment, and it contains a bundle of letters and a music box. You know, one of the sort of wind it up and it makes the tinkly. You open it up and it's got out pops this little elven girl who rotates slowly and performs a very rudimentary dance. Regis has probably manufactured similar things. Yes, the letters are all. It actually appears to be. It's a sheaf of parchment. It's actually a diary.
It is only law. Let's go. Let's keep going. No law.
It appears to belong to a young girl named Sally.
I'll pocket it all for future interest. I will, however, pass the little music box to Regis and be like, just to check quickly, this is what it looks like. It's not some weird.
Oh, you mean like you open it up, the sleeping gas comes out? And,
yeah, that sort of thing. Like, is it going to blow up in my face?
Well, let's have a look here then.
It's going to investigation or Arcana if you prefer.
Could he use his tools?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Good.
Yes.
All right. It'll be a +10 to this.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, a big 2 on the dice for a 12.
A 12. You determine it is not a trap. You're familiar enough with this sort of device that it is just a child's plaything.
Oh, yes. Just a simple plaything. Let's crack it open and have a look here. He's going to open it.
It's clockwork inside. It's well made. Not up to your standards, obviously, but it's still rather fancily done. You would guess, actually, it's rather old. This style of clockwork hasn't been used in over 200 years in this area.
Curious. He's just gonna pocket. He's putting it into a compartment in his armor for later.
Kai's just going to quickly check the diary for dates. Does it have dates on it?
What dates it does have do match up that sort of rough 200 years ago, probably 250. Long deserted. Sally is most likely, and you pick up that Sally is an elf, a younger elf girl, but she's most likely a grown-up by now at the very least.
Interesting.
Why does it seem like this place has been deserted for centuries? It's awfully dusty.
Yeah. I think we need to keep an eye out for less dusty bits.
What do we know about the Glinch?
There it is. Wondering when that question would come up. He's a rather nasty sort. You've probably heard the stories. His rivalry with Santa is rather famous. He's generally a naughty person, doesn't particularly like Christmas, and people as well, really, just not a very nice person. In terms of abilities, you know them to be charismatic in certain circles. Potentially, I mean, if he's capable of generating a magical protections against Santa Claus, one assumes at least reasonably powerful as well. What else might you have heard? Anything more? And I'd like a history check.
Oh, I am rolling a history check.
I will too. I specifically want to know if he has a history of hanging out with skeletons.
13. I don't know how much history I've got for, but more than Jono von Blitzen.
All right.
Yeah, it's a 3.
So Kylie, your trading, this sort of does spark up in your memory. Not so much because he's been specifically described as such, but because just your experience of these sort of things. Some of the descriptions of his modus operandi do seem to indicate possibly an undead nature. But that would be all you get with that.
explain a lot, wouldn't it?
Yes. Slate, Apple, you're just hanging out waiting for the others to continue on? You're sort of fixed on the target?
I
Or you
think
do
just
something?
as the door is like busted open and they're kind of milling about this room, Slate's just like looking at the door to the right and just standing at the ready and listening.
Right, jolly good. Yes, Apple.
That
Pounding
was
apples.
some really old fruit.
Yes, they're not
Like
so
in a
much
nice
rotten
aged way?
as desiccated.
I would have thought that after 200 years they'd be somewhat fermented.
Oh, we've just been raided. Ah, splendid. It's
Oh,
my
yeah.
first raid.
Where-
Oh, glorious.
can-
Intense Quack. What a splendid
Yay,
name as
raiders.
well. I feel like a bit of an intense quack sometimes my own self. Ah, well, thank you so much. Yes, Christmas D&D, indeed it is. Intense Quack. Raid emotes up in chat, everybody, if you've got them. We've got a rather marvellous Goose Raid emote here on Corsairs Cove. Thank you so much for the raid. Yes, we're having a bit of a Christmas adventure. They are saving Santa's missing sack. The missing is important, otherwise it just sounds dirty. Yes, you've determined...
Because
the
we
place is-
haven't been dirty.
Not at all. So you've determined that, to your satisfaction, that the place is rather old. You're in a castle, heading to retrieve the thing that has been stolen by the nasty Glinch. Do you continue on down the corridor?
Oh, I think so.
Right, splendid.
As
Yes.
we exit the room,
Mhm.
Regis is going to reach into his sack of holding
Yes.
and kind of like just pull out this disproportionately sized candy cane, like enormous for him, like a baseball bat sized, and begins sort of like brandishing it around as they walk up the hallway. It's his great club of warning. So
Right.
Regis and his allies within 30 feet can't be surprised while he's holding it.
Ooh,
Ah.
interesting.
Amazing.
I love
Love it.
it.
These are your infusions, I assume.
That is the uncommon magic item you generously
the rest
gave
of
us.
them are
The rest of them are
infusions.
my infusions. Yeah.
I was just like, I only said one. Oh, he's an artificer.
Speaking of not being surprised, I got a 29 on my athletics check to jam the door inside the door.
Nailed it. You'll struggle to leave through that one, I imagine. Excellent. Jolly good. Well, yes, you make your way down. Can I get a marching order, please? You could probably go two at a time, but I feel probably single file is the way you're going. Maybe the party members with an detonate. Oh dear, what happened? The caster...
Fireball.
Party was
double
hit with a
chain
fireball.
explosion.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Detonated his party members within a second time in 2 weeks. This person, yes, you need to... Dear me. Oh, well. That's... Buon Natal. Okay. So, I imagine Slate is in the lead?
Yeah.
Jolly good. Where's Apple in all of this?
I'll hop back on Donna.
Right, so I'm bringing up the rear, is it? And Regis and Kylie, which Kylie behind Slate and then Regis in the middle?
Yeah, I'm kind of using Slate's shadow for cover.
Excellent, all right. All sort of weapons and armor out, all ready and raring for anything. All right, splendid. So, the Kylie, as you turn the bend in the corridor, Slate, actually, as you round the corridor, a very bright light ahead of you. There's a wall bracket containing a torch, and the torch bursts into light. And Kylie, the light shines around the corridor just as Slate makes the turn. And as you come around the turn, Kylie, Slate has disappeared. She's not there anymore. She's not in front of you.
Oh.
And
Well, that's
Regis,
good.
as you round the corridor, expecting, I imagine, to see Kylie in front of you, she's disappeared.
Is everyone else behind him?
If you look behind you, Donna and Apple are still there because I feel like you probably stopped dead. Yes, they are there, but Kylie and Slate are gone. Slate, you're there as far as you could tell. The corridor is rather bright, and I don't know if you'd even stop necessarily, unless somebody shouts out.
No. So, like, the corridor is bright, or I saw a flash?
The corridor is fairly brightly lit. Yes. The torch flares with an unnatural brilliance. Let's say it's not just a flaming torch. It is a flaming torch, but it's glowing a lot brighter, and the color of the flame, the light, is it's more white than yellow that you would normally get from flames.
Can I have a look at the torch? I would keep walking and just like have a look and see if there's any sort of light magic that I would recognize.
Well, you can make an Arcana check on the torch. Yes, absolutely. Kylie, you cannot see Slate ahead of you.
If I look behind me?
You cannot see anybody.
Oh, bloody hell. I will immediately do an Arcana check to see if I can sense any magical whatnot.
Very well. Yes, Slate, how was your Arcana check there, my dear? 4. It does not appear... you don't know particularly much about magic, but this one, it's got you a bit flummoxed. You suspect probably something magical's going on, confluence of events, flame lighting up, but what manner of magic it is, you haven't the faintest. Probably a little unsettled by this whole empty castle, and then all of a sudden your friends disappearing, or as far as you can tell, you would stopping to examine this thing. If you look back, no one's following you. So I would say you do notice that nobody's coming along behind you, and Kylie, yes, in front and behind, no one there. Regis, Blitzen, and Apple, your 2 feminine companions appear to have disappeared.
I seem to have lost the Goliath.
How do you lose her? She doesn't want to be lost. She wants to stick to you, yeah? Where's she gone? Slade!
Regis gonna just reach forward and just paw at the air, maybe stick it, push, maybe put his giant candy cane, and just kind of see if there's anything there. You know what I mean?
Regis, make
like
me
a mime touching an invisible wall.
Yes, Regis, make me a percentile check, a D100, please.
Do we hear anything?
You don't hear any shouting. 77, is it? Alrighty. Tenkno Frank DK. Would you do me the immense favor of typing !roll space 100, then the numbers 100, into chat, please? That'll roll a percentile of its own, and we shall see how lucky Regis gets. As we wait for that, Kylie, how are you approaching this particular situation?
I'm going to get out my mace, and I'm going to gingerly poke the floor and wall around me, just to make sure that this is a physical reality I'm currently
in. Yes, you may certainly do that. It has to say roll space.
My bad.
100, not with the D either. Everybody has it differently. There we are. No D's, just the 100. 34. That's the one, but that's Pazuzu. Which I believe is Apple.
Do what Pazuzu did.
Do what Pazuzu did. With a space in between the roll and the 100. 34 isn't going to get it for you, I'm afraid, so let's hope Techno Frank does better.
Better than 34, please.
So, yes, Kylie, you poke around and determine that, yes, this does appear to be 28. Thank you very much, Techno Frank. That's how we do it. I'm afraid, no, Regis, you don't feel anything. And Kylie, you do feel stuff. You determine that you are in a real place.
Okay. Can I take a few steps forward and I'm still like poking around?
Yes, all right.
Oh, it's a placid corridor, this one.
What are you poking around with, Kylie?
My mace.
Right. Okay, so you're poking in the area ahead of you. You're heading towards the torch, I suppose?
Yes, but slowly and carefully.
With your mace out, poking the air.
The floor.
The floor.
Like
All right.
a blind man, you know.
I see. Yes, all right then, Kylie. Yeah, another D100, please. And another one from you as well, Techno Frank, if you manage. If you don't mind.
Why do I feel like I'm about to hit something?
We can only hope.
Oh my goodness, what did I just do?
Apple, you doing anything to assist with this? Oh, 47. All right, Kylie, how did you do? D100,
I did something
please.
weird. 16.
16. You don't feel anything other than the floor, which you sort of expected. The entire rest of the place seems not normal exactly, but it doesn't seem to have changed in any material way. Apple, Regis, Blitzen, how are we going? What's going on with you?
Do we see darkness or do we see a lit corridor?
Oh, it's a lit corridor. It's everything they see. You just don't see the girls. And I presume you don't enter it as well. I presume you're standing at the corner looking around.
Yeah, still standing at the corner.
Yes.
He's just going to turn around to the other two and just kind of like shrug and just turn and walk forwards.
Very well.
Yeah,
Leave it on the edge.
Well, as Regis walks forwards, Regis disappears up right in front of you, Donna, and Apple. Yeah, Regis just it appears like he walks through like a wall, like an invisible wall. So it appears to sort of phase through him. If you understand my meaning, he appears to disappear in a line, like a. Apple.
What? Donna, what do we do?
This is very alarming, normally I like to run in to help my friends, but you are more of a magic person than me. Can you figure out what this magic is? Can you detect this magic?
I'll stare at it and see if it reveals itself to me.
Make an Arcana check then. Yes.
Can I help?
You can. You can both try, or you can. Yes, you can help. I would say you're helping, so you have an advantage on this Arcana check as you stare. The help being you're sitting on somebody else, and he's giving you sort of a good vantage point on it all, I suppose.
My visual imagination is having fun with the frog character because now I'm just seeing the Hypnotoad.
Well,
with advantage, that's an impressive 9.
9. There's definitely magic of a sort that you've never encountered before. You would probably guess illusionary.
Magic.
I'm going to take the greatsword off of my back and maybe with the flat of the blade first, so that I don't impale my friends. Poke it through and see what happens.
Regis, how far do you move when you walk in?
Not very far. He's gonna. Let's say he walks 10 feet up the hallway and he's gonna turn around and look behind him to see if he can see the others still.
Yes. You cannot see them.
And then he's gonna walk back towards them.
Excellent. In which case, Donna von Blitzen, please make me an attack with disadvantage.
Okay.
Knew it.
And while you're making that attack, Nikki, is Slate doing anything?
Sorry, there's a frog on my window.
That's appropriate.
It's very exciting.
You can.
You're here.
That's marvelous.
What am I doing?
Yes.
Can I, with my limited knowledge, can I discern that the light was the source, or does it feel like there's something else? Like, what's ahead?
It does feel rather up ahead. There is a door. There's more doors, sort of leading. Again, this is along the back wall of the castle now. So the right-hand wall of the whole thing is doors leading into rooms, inner rooms, and the left-hand wall is, again, outer, looking out. There's a couple of window slits, very narrow. You would not be able to climb through one, but it does look out into the storm. The only thing that really separates this one from the last corridor is that there's a flaming torch that appears to turn people invisible. It's not that there's really no other cause for it that you could imagine. So cause and effect. You don't need a particularly giant brain to figure that one out. If you want to do anything with it, I'll just go to Donna and say, ask how well you did on your attack roll.
I am so good at hitting things that I, with disadvantage, I got a 22.
22. Regis, does this beat your AC?
Yep.
Regis, you get clocked around the head by the broadside of a broadsword. This is going to be bludgeoning damage, a simple bludgeoning damage. I will say that you were not doing anything particularly violent, Donnie. It's more sort of using it as a divining rod. So half the damage, if you like. But yes, Regis will take this in bludgeoning damage. And...
including my strength modifier?
You can roll the full damage and then half it.
Yeah, okay.
And so, yes, Slate, do you do anything with that information? Nikki?
That's my name. Do I do anything?
Yes, do you do anything?
Yeah, I would like to kind of go up to the torch and have a little look at it and then look back at the corridor, and I'm going to cast a spell magic on it.
Ooh, excellent. Alrighty. Yes, cast a dispel magic now. This one requires a check if the magic spell that has been cast is over a certain level, does it not?
Yeah, so this is cast at 3rd level.
Alrighty. I shall. So what do you you have to make? You have to pass a check, don't you?
Yeah. So I roll and you tell me. The
Yes.
DC is based on it's 10 plus the spell level.
10 plus the spell's level. Jolly good. Alrighty.
Oh no.
Oh no! What did you get?
If
If it's under 14, it's probably not worth telling me.
Yeah, no.
You find that this thing resists being... it's definitely magical now that you're holding it and trying to do that, because it resists very strongly being turned off. However, something that doesn't resist very strongly being turned off is Regis, who gets bonked on the head for how much damage, Donna?
5.
5 damage. Regis, you take 5 points of damage and pop back into existence as far as Donna and Apple are concerned.
It's just like a clang just on the side of his head. It's like, ding! What in the booble?
Scheiße!
Indeed.
Come back. Okay. Look, is Regis light enough for me to pick up and for me to have both the small boys on me?
He is quite small. Whether or not he'd say yes to that.
Perhaps if Apple is already on my back, if we all go through together, then we will not lose each other.
Do you
Sounds
actually...
reasoning.
Yeah.
Would you like to mount me?
He just puts his arms up like a toddler.
I just put my arm out and then lift it up.
Jolly good. So here's a question. Slate, do you do anything physically with the torch?
Hmm.
And it like reacts, it like flares up.
Do you touch it at all?
No, I'll just cast a spell magic on it,
Right.
and then if nothing happens, I would walk
It
to
does
the...
seem to flare a little bit when you cast the spell. Dim for a very brief moment, and then resumes its brightness of before. Have a think about that one. Kylie, what do you do while this is happening?
I'm going to make my way to the torch as well, since this is the only object of note.
In which case, And who else have we got in chat? Has anybody, like Techno Frank has rolled an awful lot of things. Have we got anybody else here? I think I saw Nelderberry around earlier. Nelderberry, if you're still here, would you do me the immense favor of rolling me 1d6, please? And Kylie, also roll me 1d6. And if Nelderberry doesn't do it in 20 seconds or so, I'll get Techno Frank to do it. It's functioning exactly the same, but change out that 100 for a 6.
Kuzazu was rolling before.
Kuzazu?
They're still around. Then
That works. Let's do that.
I got a 5.
A 5. Jolly good. All right. A 4, 5, or 6 will do this then. And
Am I about to slam into something?
You're about to possibly walk into Slate. Roll 6. A 1. No, you don't. You manage to sidle up next to it. You are both right next to each other, occupying adjacent spaces, as it were, but you're both completely unaware of each other.
Right.
Spoilers.
Hashtag spoilers. I am going to use one of my cantrips.
Oh, yes.
My thaumaturgy ability.
Oh, yes.
Which can cause flames to flicker, brighten, dim, or change colour.
Ooh.
So I am going to make the flame sputter.
Thank you very much, Puzazu. Yes, you do that. It does splutter. And Slate, yes, this flame that you're examining splutters. Completely not apparently relating to anything you've done to it.
I'm like, at that moment, I'm like going out to touch it, and then it splutters, and I'm like, okay.
What can I do that would be fun?
If you come up with anything, I'm just going to throw this over to the boys quickly. Yeah, Donna, you have 2 people mounted on you. Yep.
Yep. And this reindeer is gonna charge through.
Oh, splendid. All right, then you're going to run,
Like,
are you?
not sprinting, but like walking at pace.
Yes, interestingly, as you walk through, you singularly fail to disappear. As far as each other are concerned, you can all still see each other.
Interesting.
How far up the corridor do you get, Donna?
Well, I'm hoping that our friends are around the corner. So I'm going to go. Can I see a corner?
You can. Well, there's a door. There's a door at the end of the corridor.
Okay. I'm just gonna go that way.
Very well. Ladies, yes, Donna gets to the end of the corridor and opens the door. Kylie, did you have anything particularly fun and interesting to do?
I was going to create water on top of the torch.
Ooh. Well, do that then. And, yeah, make me an Arcana check.
Yes, I dropped 10 gallons of water.
Love it.
On the thing.
Make me an Arcana check, Kylie.
A 5.
A 5. All right. Well, Donna and Slate and everybody can see this. Donna, round about the same time you're passing this thing, a large amount of water, 10 gallons of the stuff, appears in midair above this torch. Singularly fails to extinguish it even a little bit, but does drench the ground. And anybody, you are all welcome to make a perception checks.
The hallway is flooding. Is a trap when we go past the torch.
Anybody who likes to is welcome to make a.
I'm not. I'm gonna
16.
probably start sprinting towards the door.
16, yes. Very good, Kylie. Sorry, 15.
Yes.
Also very good.
From Regis.
12 from Regis. Regis will probably spot this as well. Then, Apple, do you roll, or you're just happy to be involved?
He'll probably just go start jumping up and down in the newly formed puddle.
Ah, Apple leaps off. Kylie and Slate and Regis, you all notice that there are footprints in the water, as in places the water are not going, cannot if something invisible, say, was to stand in a puddle, you'd be able to see an invisible footprint. And then all of that is spoiled as Apple leaps into the water. And Apple, you feel, I'm going to say that the space is too congested for you to not bump into somebody. So, Apple, could you roll me a D2 and pick highs or lows?
Roll a D2.
Yes.
And pick highs or lows.
Yes. Or a D4, whatever you like, basically. Anything that has an even number of sides.
I mean, highs are great. I rolled a 2 on a D4, so low, but I picked highs.
Never mind. Okay, well then you bump into Kylie. Kylie, you feel something hit you from the side, but you can't see anything. It feels like something has bumbled into you. In fact, you've probably been bumbled into this creature, by this creature before.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
Yes.
Does a 19 prevent me from being poisoned?
You're fine.
You do feel the touch of the scales on your scales and go, oh, Apple.
Apple! What are you bumping?
And now there is something splashing around in the puddle next to you. Slate, there is water splashing off the ground as well. You can all see this except Donna, who's really focused on getting to the door.
Can I try and grab the space where the feet are?
You can. You do that. Make me a grapple check probably. So athletics, I think.
Apart from that one arrow, all the attacks that we've done so far have been against each other.
Yep.
And I just rolled 7s.
Yeah, no, you don't. You get your hand trodden on by a webbed frog-like foot, and Kylie pops back into existence. Kylie, I'm going to say you take 1 damage from having a hand trodden on by an enthusiastic grung. You pop back into existence. As far as everybody except Slate is concerned.
So I see the puddle.
You see the puddle and the splashing.
I'll cast See Invisibility.
You do that. Yes, and everybody, you can see everybody, but it's got how on a video game's heads-up display, and you've got the sort of the blue outline of somebody, say, that sort of, that they are invisible. You can see them, but you cannot hear them.
You can see Kylie holding one hand and berating the frog.
And they cannot see you, apparently.
I reach out tentatively to Kylie, who looks like they're hurt.
Kylie, you feel a large hand touch your face. Kylie reacts to being touched in the face.
Huh?
I'm
What are
being
you
touched.
doing?
If Kylie reacts, can I feel Kylie?
Yes.
Okay. I pick up Kylie and I walk to the far end of the corridor.
You do that. Make me a grapple check.
A lot.
A lot?
Is grapple just strength?
Athletics.
Oh, a lot. 24.
You do that. You pick up Kylie, and do you walk back to the far end, where we came from?
No, continuing forward.
Oh, jolly good. Well, you get to the end then. Donna, have you gotten to the end and opened the door?
I'm working on the door. I've been making my way there.
Does not appear to be locked, and if you turn around, once you get it open, you turn around, you see all of your friends except Slate, but you do see Kylie sort of floating down the corridor towards you, with clearly some large handprints under both armpits.
The only reason I'm not panicking is because they don't seem to be harming me.
So this isn't a new magic of yours, Kylie?
No.
I'm going to put one hand out, just kind of as like a stop to where I think this thing is happening.
You can see him.
I high-five the hand.
You feel a high five.
Oh, shit!
Whoa!
Yes, Regis gets thrown off. Regis, you can make a check to stay on if you like. You
No,
won't take
just
any
let it
damage
go.
from falling down. Ah!
All 230 pounds of him will just slam to the floor.
Yes, no, Goliath is really the only thing you could ride. Apple, are you still playing around in the puddle, or are you coming along with everybody else?
Watching Kylie fly away.
Right.
Apple, come on, let's go, huh?
Okay. And I bound down the hallway towards Donna, and then I will remount him.
Yes.
Your feet are cold. Ooh.
And wet.
So, here's a question. Slate, do you have immunity to poison?
I have immunity to disease?
Not
Which is
poison,
not
then.
the same mechanic.
No. So you would probably be bumbled into by Apple. Can you make me a Constitution save? Something you're incredibly good at, I imagine.
Yes.
I
Oh,
feel like
shoot. I should also note, if anyone is in within 10 feet of me, you'll get +3 on saves.
Nice.
That's probably a thing I should say.
Paladin.
22.
22. Yes, I'm going to say that, yes, well, once again, you feel the touch of, well, you actually know because you can see. This is Apple has bumbled into the back of you, and in his attempts to climb Donna, and has inadvertently tried to climb you instead. And his skin rubbing against yours has caused the allergic reaction it often does. But it doesn't cause you any. It doesn't incommode you in any way. But most people have ascertained fairly well where Slate is. She just hasn't reappeared yet. Slate, however, can see everybody else.
Can we hear Slate? Slate?
Nope.
Slate?
He says that. You see his mouth move, but no.
I'll pat him on the head.
Apple, you are patted on the head.
Oh.
If that's you, Slate, squeeze my ribs once.
I don't think I can read
He
lips
can't hear
very
you.
well.
Read lips, maybe. It does not. So, Kylie, amusingly, your ribs do not get squeezed.
Right. Should I panic?
No, I think that this is Slade Babs playing a joke. We have I-5 many times, and this feels familiar.
Okay. I'm going to try not to panic, but I would like to be put down.
Slate cannot hear you.
I put
I'll
Kylie
hide-
down anyway. Cause
I'll
we're
kind of
there
do
tap
you like-
with the hand.
Yeah. You are put down, Kylie.
Okay. Are we able to leave? Maybe we'll be able to see Slate if we leave.
Yeah, the door is open. Let's go, huh?
As you walk
And
through
I'll
the
kind
door.
of blindly try and.
Yep. As you walk through the door, Slate reappears.
Oh, thank goodness, that was getting real weird.
Hello.
Oh, okay.
What a jovial trap.
Did everyone else eat those fruits?
Oh, okay. Cool.
All right.
I'm a little uncomfortable.
Well, that was odd.
Sorry,
Yes.
Kylie. I just thought we'd see forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's ignore the awkward touching and let's go.
Well, you are now, you find yourselves on the upper balcony of the main entrance hall.
Ooh.
And I think it's a reasonably good place to have a quick break. We've been going for nearly 2 hours now, so we'll have a little break and then get back to the adventure, shall we? And I think, actually, I might have to nip off. So Josh the Pirate, who I believe has just come home, can take over from me. Alrighty, so we shall see
Santa,
you.
no.
I'm
We'll miss
sorry,
you,
everybody.
Santa.
I have a lot of preparations to get to before next Friday. So yes, it was jolly good fun hanging out with you this evening. I hope you enjoy the adventure as directed by my good friend, and really is an extraordinarily kind and generous person, Josh the Pirate. So yes, we shall see you shortly, everybody. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
And we're back. back, everybody. Welcome back, and welcome to me as well. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out on Corsair's Cove this evening. Hope you were enjoying our
you
Christmas
missed
special.
Santa.
I know.
Santa was here.
I heard. He did message me earlier, telling me you guys were doing a really amazing job. So I thought I'd come back, and he asked me to fill in for the second half. I gather that you have just emerged out onto a balcony in a castle. So I'll describe it for you, shall I? The main entrance hall is a lavish affair. The dark stone walls hung with richly crafted tapestries, showing a tall green furred being with handsome patrician features and a noble bearing. Doing some really rather nasty things to various people, always with a look of glee. In one image, which seems to have pride of place above the main staircase, he is shown kicking a gentleman dressed similarly to Santa in the bottom, though the fellow in the picture is significantly older and his face, rather than jolly, is pale and wan. There is a thick red carpet up the center of the room, and the staircase that runs up the left-hand side to an upper landing, which you are now standing on. On the ground floor, there is a large outer door, which is clearly barred, and a small inner door, which you actually can't currently see because you are on the balcony above it. And anybody who would like to can make a perception check. Lots of perception checks.
14, which isn't terribly perceptive by the lizard wizard standard, but
Not bad,
we'll take
not
it.
Bad. 14, yeah. Any improvement on 14?
I got an 18.
18.
Still not von Blitzen.
Apple, Regis, how do we do?
I got
18
16
as well.
16 and an 18 as well. Donna, the people mounted on Donna, and Donna himself, all hear, with your keen hearing, the sound of music from downstairs.
Is this like sleigh bells? Is this bell kind of music, or?
No,
something with
not
more than
music.
one note.
It's definitely more than one note. It sounds like a band.
I'm going to head downstairs, but I'm going to go to the front door first and take the bar off.
Oh, yes,
In case
yes.
we need an
You need
exit.
to make it a quick exit. Yes, you do that. The bar is really rather heavy, but you are a Goliath, so it's not too much of a struggle for you. It takes just a moment, and you manage to get it free and clear your exit route. I love it. So you've barricaded one door, and you've opened another. Sensible. Excellent. Anybody else?
Can I slide down the banister?
You certainly can, my dear. Donna would have had to descend as well, so Regis and Apple, you are now on the ground floor, or a little bit above it, actually, about 8-9 feet above the ground floor. Kylie, you have glided down. I'm not going to make you roll for it, because it's cool. You, how would you go about gliding down this? It's mahogany, dark wood, heavily polished. The heavily polished of a wood that has been, has had hundreds of thousands of hands run across it over decades of use. That sort of polish.
Kylie's going to do it Mary Poppins style. She's going to sit in an elegant side saddle position and then just whoosh down and land in Black Widow-esque superhero pose. Yeah.
Your robes flutter elegantly as you go down, and then yes, there's definitely a Black Widow style landing, one leg out to the side, and then this Goliath walks past you with a gnome in full plate armor and a frog on his shoulders. What does Slate do?
Slate just looks at them all and Kylie just flitting off, and then just kind of looks back into the corridor when she didn't see anyone before.
Wasn't it nice
and then
that
just
when
sort
I
of
didn't have to
sighs
look at
and
these
then clunks
idiots?
down the stairs.
Kylie, I'm so glad that I can see you now. That was very cool.
Oh, thank you. I felt like throwing a bit of flair on it.
Yes, you are now in the main hall looking up. Yes, you can see the particularly large tapestry of this green figure kicking Santa in the bottom. You can now see the inner door from which the music appears to be emanating.
To the music. Slate, ladies first.
Thank you.
Uh, is there? So there's one way out. So there's only one option.
I mean, there is another door up at the top as well. So there's the door you came in from on the upper floor. There's another door which you could, as given that it's roughly symmetrical, the balcony, you would maybe guess that leads to a couple of corridors that lead out to the far side of the walls. But that's a guess at best. You can't assume that the castle is symmetrical all the way around. But those are two other exits. There is also the main entrance, which would lead out into the courtyard, you would assume. And yes, then there is an inner door.
Right. So inner door seems probably the most logical.
Particularly if there's music coming from inside it. If you're looking for... Everything else appears to have been heavily abandoned.
Right.
What do we think, crew? Are you expecting hostilities?
I mean, always.
Yes.
Should we do the old Texas special and he like flicks the little caps off his fingers?
As in, kick the door down, brandishing weapons, and tell everyone to drop to the floor.
Yes, I'll put a few flashbangs in for good measure.
I always love it when you do this, yeah.
Did we hear the music box play music?
What? The one Regis has? I would say yes.
Yeah. Does it sound similar?
No.
Okay.
In fact, you think you might, now that you're listening, could you make me another perception check? Or actually history. It's a history check, everybody.
15.
15.
7. I don't think.
13.
13? Any advance on 15?
Also 15.
Also 15. Apple? I can't see your hand, my friend.
A 1.
A 1. Jolly good. You've never heard music before. No, you've never heard this particular song. However, Regis, this one is familiar to you for a very jolly good reason. You heard it about once every 45 minutes for most of your working life. And yes, Slate, you've probably run across it at some point at a festival somewhere. And yeah, it's a sort of a Christmas hymn.
All right. Well, I kind of look at everyone and I like go side onto the door and I just forward.
Very well. So you're going to burst in through the door, flashbangs at the ready. This the plan?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, he's not even going to hesitate to like let them off. He's going to stick arms around the corner as soon as the door's open and just into the room.
Very well. Very
Is
well.
there enough room for the two Goliaths to kind of flank the door?
The doorway would be 10 foot wide. It's a double door.
Yeah. Great. So we can each kind of get one door.
Yes.
The door each. Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
Kylie's going to use thaumaturgy to make all the flames turn purple the second we get in.
All the flames. So all the flashbangs are purple.
Yeah.
Or
Any
other
flame
flames
in that
the
space
room.
is going to be purple.
Love it. Apple, do you have anything to add to this ludicrousness?
I'm going to gently lift Apple off of myself and put him down.
Yes. Combat ready now.
Helen, I will cast Armor of Agathis.
Very well. You do that. What does that do? And who are you casting it on? On yourself?
I absolutely cast it on myself. I get a lot of temporary hit points,
yes.
25 temporary hit points.
Nice.
And when creatures damage me with melee attacks, they will take up to 25 cold damage.
Love it.
Ooh, since we're buffing, Regis gonna activate the combat stims on his suit, and it's like two elixirs empty themselves into him.
Excellent.
For plus 10 movement speed and plus 1 armor.
You guys see, you see Regis's eyes sort of like the pupils fill up the entirety of his goggles. And he starts bouncing from one foot to the other.
I'm going to take Regis's cue and activate my Storm Rune. The can't find it here, but it's the Storm Rune that's on my equipment. So
Very well.
for the next minute, I can see into the future. When me or another creature I can see within 60 feet of me makes an attack roll, saving throw, or an ability check, I can use my reaction to either give it advantage or disadvantage.
Very well. And that's every turn, is it?
For a minute, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, cool. You, Kylie, anything you'd like to do? It's late.
I will cast Bless at 2nd level on everyone but me.
Very well.
Oh.
And
Everyone is blessed. Remember that, because I won't. Kylie, anything?
And that's a D4 to, is it attacks and saves?
Yes.
So,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. For a minute, we get an extra D4. Have
Cool.
bless as well.
Mm.
Trying to find it for.
Hashtag blessed. Hey, Castellan. Good to see you, buddy.
I'm just gonna chill and sit with my
Very well.
flickering purple flames, which I have ready to go.
Okay. Oh, yes,
As
that's right.
Kylie looks
You're ready
ready.
to action.
and I just like nod at Donna, and then we'll like
Yes.
go for Dory.
Love it.
Yeah.
This is a yes, a forced entry situation you've done any number of times. Regis is ready at the background with his fingertips open, and yes, you burst in through the door. And I shall describe it and then describe what effect your entrance has upon it. So, inside the door, I'm still in Santa's voice. Inside the door is a magnificent and well-decorated hall, not dissimilar to the one you experienced at Jürgenflurg, though populated by rather different beings. It is 100 feet long and 80 feet wide, and filled with tables laden with food, drinks, and decorations. The pine tree in the corner is different only for the complete lack of needles. This one has clearly been there a while. A collection of creatures cavort and caper to the tune of a 5-piece skeleton band who are in the process of butchering Hark the Herald Azimar Singh. There are 8 goblins, 4 more skeletons, and a pair of trolls that you recognize as the remnants of the tribe that you allowed to escape only a week ago. They are all either dancing or playing with toys that clearly come from dozens of boxes scattered around. Some areas, particularly around the trolls, are almost waist deep in spent wrapping paper. At the head of the hall, a scrawny figure in a nasty, cheaply made parody of a Santa suit is dancing around with a huge brown sack on the floor, which he is periodically pulling beautifully wrapped presents out of and throwing to one of his minions, of which there are loads. On the far wall, behind this figure, glows a large, complex blue glyph, which pulses seemingly in time to the music.
Ooh.
As you enter, the figure turns, revealing a pinched and hate-filled face with a crooked nose and bloodshot eyes. But he doesn't get a chance to say the pithy one-liner I wrote for him earlier, because as soon as you enter, you guys let off a whole bunch of fireworks and really startle the bejesus out of him.
Which I'm now realizing is very close to Santa's SWAT team.
Yes, very much. Exactly what happens. And all the fires in the room, which there are a few braziers on the wall, braziers, not sure, they all turn purple. And as do the fireworks. I'm gonna say probably roll initiative, hey.
Can I shout
everyone
out?
within 10 feet of me gets +4 to initiative.
Very
Hey.
nice. Very nice.
Can I shout out a pithy one-liner?
You may.
You son of a glitch! You stole Christmas!
He retaliates because if you get one, I get one. The jolly do-gooder has sent his lackeys to spoil our Christmas, just as I told you we would. Get them! Roll me initiative, please.
And
Sorry,
we're
Slate,
adding-
was that +4 or a D4?
+4. Yeah.
Oh, dramatic music change. Well, then I get a dirty 20 for my initiative.
Kylie for the dirty 20.
I also get a dirty 20.
Oh my.
Also, which one of you has the higher dex?
+3
Kylie's
over
plus
here.
3.
Yeah, Kylie. I'm
Kylie
on
goes
+1.
higher. All right. Donna, how'd you do?
I got a dirty 10.
A dirty 10. Filthy 10. Regis.
Regis had advantage from his candy cane of warning and +4, and the best he did was an 8 and a 9. So a 9.
9. Jolly good. And Apple.
Apple also got a 9.
A 9 as well. Which of you has higher dex? Or you can
Probably-
choose. I don't really mind.
I've got,
Probably Apple.
Yeah, my modifier is only +2.
All right, Apple goes first of the two of you. Right. Special dice is the Glinch. An 18 for the Glinch. +3, 21. The Glinch is going to go first. 21.
So
However,
close.
all of his buddies got a 9 on the dice, so they get an 11 all up. So everything else gets an 11. 11. Alrighty. So it's going to be Glinch is at the top, and then everybody else, and then the baddies.
Did
I
we
don't know.
get a chance to get our flashbangs off as a surprise or no?
Definitely you do. This would probably constitute disadvantage to all of the attacks. Is that the sort of the intent of it?
It was mine. My flashbang was going to be a fairy fire.
Right.
Ooh.
So this gives everybody advantage, is it?
If they fail their deck saves. Yeah.
Very well. So who are you casting it on?
Well, it's a 20-foot cube, so
Oh,
he's basically just gonna aim it. I guess if the flinch is on stage, he's just gonna aim it in the center of all the onlookers, the
Right.
trolls and the.
Well, I rolled a pair of 3s. So I will say one of the trolls, and I'll say like half of the minions get caught in all of this. So you will have advantage on the right-hand side of the room full of minions. So 4 of the skeletons, 4 of the goblins, and 1 of the trolls you have advantage on. They glow with a purple radiance.
Radical.
And the Glinch is going to go first as he delivers his pithy one-liner. It's actually like two. Is Kylie?
I'm
Yes,
assuming
Yes, I believe so.
I've played
Sarah.
Kylie before. Kylie's
That Kylie, yeah.
Kylie's been around before. You know, I just retool her when I feel like bringing her back.
Yeah, Kylie
It's
is
like a
monk
comfortable coat.
and a lower level wizard and a lower level cleric. Yes. Yes. So the first thing that this chap is going to do, this Glinch is going to do, is cast. He is going to. I can't do that. Not at this range. He is going to cast Ray of Frost at. Who should it be? Probably one of the big tanky ones. They look the most scary. So yeah, he's going to cast Ray of Frost at. Let's say Donna. I'm probably a 3 on the dice doesn't probably hit. Sort of this Ray of Frost just sort of deflects off your armor there, Donna. Yes, he shouts. He looks. There's just a touch of panic crosses his face, and he says, get them!" Yes, we go to next Kylie with Slate after that. Kylie, what do you do?
Excellent. Well, let's start this off with a bang. I am going to cast Guiding Bolt at 6th level
Oh dear. Big money, no whammies. Yes,
at
all
the
right.
glitch.
At the glitch.
The
The
glitch.
Glinch.
The glitch. I do apologize. The glitch will be
Yep.
being struck by my Guiding Bolt, hopefully.
Very well.
and
Guiding
that's
bolt on the Glinch.
24. And do I get a +4 to that as well?
Plus a d4, yes. You do hit though. 24 is enough. Without the bless. I'll tell you that for free. Actually, yes, no, it would be. It would be.
Right. So a streak of light
Yes.
goes straight across the room and slams into his chest.
Yes, doing how much damage?
Damage. Let
I
us
think it's
find
like
out.
10d6, isn't it?
That's an upsetting amount of dice. I don't play at this level very often. That's 32 points
32
of damage.
points
Radiant
of
damage.
radiant damage on the Glinch. And he, I believe, the next attack against him has advantage.
Yes.
Yeah, splendid.
Mystical light will glitter around him.
Yeah, he takes 32 points of damage. Yes, he is, I'm going to say he is sort of, no way! As this bolt of lightning, light rather, hits him. Do you do anything else, Kylie, or is it going to hand it over to somebody else?
Who is near me, actually?
I mean, everybody.
Well, who would like guidance?
Can you do this as a bonus action?
Oh no, that's not a... That's an action. It has to be a bonus action, doesn't it? I had something that was a bonus action. I can't remember.
Well, if you have a look, if you come up with anything particularly useful later, Slate, your turn, and then it's going to be everybody, all the monsters are going to have a go, and then we'll get to the boys.
Can you remind me of the distances to things?
The Glinch is about 70, 80 feet away from you. The room is 100 long and 80 wide.
Okay.
And the enemies are sort of roughly dispersed between you. There are benches and so forth, but nothing to really impede a direct move. The nearest enemy would be about 20 feet away. One of the trolls is about 35 feet away from you. The other is a little bit further.
Okay. Would I know, just from looking at them, whether there'd be some aberrations, celestials, or elementals, phase with these?
Aberrations, no. Celestials, Fae, no, none of them. There are some undead. The skeletons are fairly clearly undead, and you, I believe Kylie shared what she knows about the Glinch, or whoever knew that about the Glinch shared that.
Was also undead.
Is also undead, but nothing else.
Cool. Well, that was fun.
Troll are giants, I believe. Yep, troll are giants, and goblins are goblinoids, so no.
Cool. I will lock eyes with one of the trolls, and I'll just charge forward looking at the troll.
The troll recognizes you as well. It's like, oh, hello. Yeah, she recognizes, she remembers you. Yeah. You do that.
We gave you a chance, I'll say as I charge in. And I won't be able to reach them, so whatever's 20 feet.
There's a couple of skeletons who appear to be just mindlessly opening presents.
Cool.
Yeah, you do that.
I'll go and attack the skeletons while staring at a troll.
Very well, you do that. You have... make me an intimidation check on the troll while you attack these skeletons.
Intimidation, woofed. 22.
Congratulations, it is fixated upon you.
Cool. That won't bite me later.
Maybe. I'm rolling like shit tonight, so...
And I'm just gonna go and strike one of the skeleton. Oh, I'm a high level. I'm gonna strike one of the skeletons with my battle axe.
You do that.
Be... Oofed. Not great. 9 to hit?
9 does not hit, I'm afraid.
Unfazed, I swing back again with my second attack.
You do that.
Try again. For a 12.
You don't have bless your own self, do you?
No.
I'm afraid that misses as well.
That's all right.
This skeleton, it's probably because it's a skeleton and you're used to more flesh and blood creatures. So the first swing just clear misses it, but as you bring the axe back, it runs through the gaps between its ribs and just signally fails to hurt it in any meaningful way.
Kind of like blink and like lose focus for a second, and I'm like, no, it's fine. And I look back at the troll.
Yeah, the troll is still like, hey, that's my friend. But he doesn't say that. It mutters something in giant, which you speak actually. So actually, you do understand. So, hey, I like that one. But it says it in giant. Right, next is it's everybody else. All the monsters. I just rolled for all the monsters at once. It seemed like the most sensible thing. So the two skeletons who are right next to Slate are going to attack Slate. Straight up. Slate. 13 was their best.
Nope.
Nope. So yeah, similarly, they're just completely unable to penetrate your guard. Then the other two skeletons are going to draw a bead, one on Regis and one on Kylie, who just did a real nasty damage to Regis. It's an 18 to hit.
He has 19 from his elixir.
Ah, very nice. So no, that one sort of pings off your armor, and Kylie, a 9 does not hit you. These are short bow attacks coming in from the left-hand side of the room. The band does not appear to have stopped playing, so the rest of them don't seem to be bothered by that at all. They're not attacking you. However, the goblins are. There are 8 goblins in the room, and I'm going to say 2 of them is each of you who are not Slate are going to cop 2 archer attacks from goblins. A nat 20 against the one person I haven't attacked yet is Apple, so he'll get the first one. Apple, a nat 20 from a goblin. So worse things have happened. Let's see. That means 2 d6s of damage. Calm down. That's 9 points of damage all up. This is piercing damage against you there, Apple. The next one will be Donna. A 19 and an 8 plus 4 each time, 23 and a 12. So 23.
One hits.
Yep. For a single d6 worth of... Ooh, that's not bad. 7 points of damage, Donna. Kylie. A 17 and a pair of 17s. 2 21s, Kylie.
21. I'm not happy about that.
A pair of d6s, I think. 6 plus 1 is a 10. 10 points of damage from those 2 goblin archers. And Regis, I need a 19, and I do not get it. An 8 and a 12, respectively. No, probably not. Then the trolls. One troll is going to move its full movement towards Donna, because the other is going to move its full movement towards Slate. I think this one's got eyes on you. This is the one, however, that everybody else has advantage on attacking. Because it's of the fairy fire. So that troll is going to make its way over to you. It has 30 feet of movement, so it gets to you. And it's going to make 3 attacks.
To who?
To Slate. The other one does not make it to Donna.
I'm going to use my reaction to give it disadvantage on
first attack?
The first attack, I think.
Very well. First attack is a 17. Oh, no, sorry. A 21, rather. It has a plus 7 to hit. I rolled a 13 and a 15. A 20, sorry. A flat 20. 30-20.
Flat 20 hits.
Alrighty, that's with its bite. So, unfortunately, you take... It's not very much damage, unfortunately. It's only 1d6 plus 4, so 7 piercing damage. And then you take 2 claw attacks, which are actually the better ones. Yes.
I will remember that for next time.
Yes. A 14 and a 19 on the dice, which means a 21 and a 26 to hit. Probably a few more hits there, I suspect. First one is 9, and the second one is also 9. So another 18 points of damage on Slate there from the goblin. The other from the troll. The other troll, however, is about 30 feet away from Donna, and coming in from the far side of the room. So this one is not glowy. Right. Speaking of Donna, it's Donna, and Regis's. Apple is on deck.
Okay. I've got my reaction back, and just looking through all of my fighter rune knight stuff, there's a fuck ton of different reactions and bonus actions I can do, so that's fun to keep track of.
Right.
For my bonus action, I'm going to invoke the Cloud rune, which is called Sky in Giant. No, not cloud. Heal, which I don't know what that is. I didn't look that one up. But I have resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage for 1 minute. And I'm going to. Can I get to next to Slate?
Yeah, definitely. She's only 20 feet away from you. Yep.
Yep. If I can, I'll get onto the other side of this troll. I want to be making my way towards the Glinch, but I want to help Slate take out this troll first.
Very well, you do that.
And this is the one that's glowing?
Yes.
Okay.
Also, Nikki, congratulations. 200 followers. Well done.
Thank you.
Serum is
awesome.
an extremely nice person and a really good supporter of all people creative. He's a bloody legend. And yeah, congratulations. That's awesome.
I'm gonna get you there now.
Yeah. We are at 169 as far as I'm aware.
Oh.
Nice.
We're doing all right. We picked up a couple today. Thank you so 171 actually. I've just updated. Thank you so much.
Oh.
The 4 people who followed this afternoon. That's splendid. So yeah, sorry, Brendan, carry on.
Yes. So I have advantage on all 3 of these attacks.
Excellent.
And I did take a cheeky little feat. Took a few actually. So I'm using Great Weapon Master.
Oh, good.
So I'm taking off a 5 from my penalty to do an extra 10 damage.
Very well.
And I have Slasher, so it's not going to be
It's gonna
relevant
hurt.
unless I get a crit.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
hopefully that's what fighters do, right?
All right. Rolls
okay.
and bones.
Let's do this.
Advantage
So-
-5.
+4 for bless.
Plus a
Oh,
D4.
but plus
Oh,
a
plus
D4.
1d4
Yeah.
for bless.
Yeah.
That's a 22 without the bless.
Wow, that'll do it. Yep.
Do you want me to roll all 3 attacks first?
Trolls have a fair amount of hit points, so yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Roll 2 and see what you get.
Sure.
Let's say that.
That would be a 13 and rolling the D4.
Ooh.
Does a 14 hit?
A 14 does not hit.
Okay. Then I will roll the 3rd hit. That's a crit.
Nice! Very nice. That does hit.
Merry
I'll let
Christmas,
you know.
Brendan.
Yes.
Okay. This is silly. It's
Okay.
given me the crit first, so I'm going to roll that. That is 22 plus 10, 32 points of slashing damage.
It takes 32 points of slashing damage. Good. And the other one?
And this is the normal one. That's 18.
Another 18. Jolly good. So 32 and 18 is 50. 50 points of slashing damage to the troll. It's still up, but you cleave into its side, and it roars in pain and irritation.
I'm going to roar at it and everyone around. Come and hit me, you motherfuckers!
Big summer blowout! Alrighty. Apple. Hey, Apple. Apple.
Hey,
It's your
so I'm dismounting from Donna.
I put you down before.
You were, yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I am going to use my action to cast Jump on myself. That's just him, just like getting a bit limber.
Yep.
And so he's
taking
already
an action to stretch.
In combat. Yeah.
got to warm
Had
up.
plenty of time before, but he's doing it in combat. This is Josh to a T.
Yeah. So and before the combat, he still currently has an icy armor over his fleshy skin and his grass skirt. So I didn't mention this before, but his helmet is made out of a decanter of endless water, so that he can constantly provide moisture to himself. Which he unleashed some water and turned that into an icy armor. So he's covered in that at the moment, and he's also going to use his bonus action to unleash his cloak of flies. So you see a swarm of flies come out from underneath the grass skirt and surround the icy armor, which grants him advantage on intimidation checks, disadvantage on all other charisma checks, and bonus poison damage to other creatures within 5 feet.
Very well. And then what do you do?
And that's my action and bonus action. As my movement, I'm just going to position myself so that I am not in melee with anything, but I have a clear line of sight to the glinch, and maybe take some form of cover if there is any.
Yeah, you can move into the room a little bit and take cover behind one of the benches, say? One of the benches laden with food?
Yep, and I want to position myself within, 75 feet maximum of the glinch with a line of sight.
You would be about that at the door, so any closer in brings you further into that range, yes.
Fantastic, and that is Apple's turn.
Very well. Thank you. Regis.
Regis sort of like comes, he's like, I know I had something for this. Slay, like a sleigh, but we're going to slay them. No, bugger it. And he's just going to get out a bottle and it says, I can't believe it's not eggnog. And he's going to load it into his wrist-mounted crossbow and cast Melf's acid arrow at the troll. Excellent.
You do that. And you guys all know trolls' weaknesses as well, because you spent a good portion of your last week fighting them. You would know that if they take fire or acid damage, they can't regenerate. I'm giving you that meta knowledge.
Awesome.
Also, welcome Danes and Dice. Particularly, I hope you're not really Danish, and if you are, you're not offended by Brendan's accent. He's aiming
Which
for
could
Swedish.
Be Danish.
He couldn't be, but otherwise, we love to have you. Welcome if you are Danish. If you're not, either way, that's totally fine. Please don't be offended. We're not taking the piss.
Unless it's Great Danes, which is very cool.
Yeah.
And I want to know how you taught them how to play D&D.
Nice. Yeah, that would be great.
Lots
all right,
of
Regis.
patience.
Mel Scenario.
How's an 18 to hit the troll that's got fairy fire on it?
Good.
He's going to roll damage.
Excuse
14 acid damage.
Oof. Nice.
And next turn, at the end of its... I want to hit the target. Yeah, on the end of the troll's next turn, he'll take more acid damage.
Ooh,
and then Regis is just going to draw his giant candy cane and just charge 35 feet across the room into the fray.
Very well. Next to the two Goliaths?
Yes.
Yeah, alrighty. Very well, you do that. The troll takes another 14 points of acid damage. It's really not looking very healthy at all. Actually, one of its arms starts to sort of melt from that. It doesn't enjoy that experience. We go back to the top of the order. It's the Glinch's turn. The Glinch is going to move towards you all, saying, "Get out! Go smite them or something!" I didn't do any of his legendary actions. That's silly of me. He is going to cast... You know what he's going to do? Like, two can play at that game! And he casts Melf's acid arrow at Regis. So he is going to, he's going to melee
with disadvantage.
With disadvantage, valid point. I'm pretty confident the 7. He does have quite a bit to hit, extra to hit. That's a 19.
That hits. That hits.
It does hit. All right then. What's the damage on it?
It depends what level. If you cast it
I would be casting at second level.
Second level, then it is 44.
I'm going to intercept as well because Regis has moved next to me.
Right.
So I can reduce the damage taken by 1d10 plus 4.
Very well. You probably managed to reduce it to 0 then, because that's 9 all up. 9 plus, is it plus the spellcasting ability modifier, or is it just the 4d4s?
Just the 44 straight.
In which case, 9.
Yeah, which is reduced to 0.
There you go. Yeah, this giant tower shield, I guess, just comes up and blocks this arrow just before it gets to Regis's face. Yeah, that happens. Except that it doesn't happen, and he goes, "Ah, curse you!" And it's Kylie's turn.
I am going to reach into my robes and draw forth my reliquary.
Yep.
And holding it aloft, I shall channel divinity to turn the undead.
You do that, Kylie.
I
What's
turn the
range on
undead
it,
by
Kylie?
saying, "Bugger off, dead fuckers." I like to say a prayer, so that
You
was
do.
the prayer.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
They all must make, everyone within 30 feet of me that is undead must make a wisdom saving throw, beating a DC 17.
You might want to move a little closer then, because currently there's only about 2 skeletons within 30 feet of you.
Oh, okay, yeah. I will rush forward a little and then...
If you dash up, you could probably get 6 of them in the aura.
I do that.
I'm going to now. What would you prefer? I can roll 6 d6, 6 d20s, or I can roll 1 and use it for all of them.
Roll 6.
Roll 6. Very well. A natural fuck, and a 9. I have a very special dice. It's got a yeet and a fuck on the ones and the 20s. So yeah, that's a 9 probably doesn't get it either. So that's 2, a 4, and another 9. A 14 and a 13, and that's probably not enough either.
All fail.
Wisdom
17.
save, yeah, -1. So yeah, they all fail. They all just die. They all just sort of crumble because it's anything below CR2 because you're quite a high level cleric. Yeah, just sort of drop. So yeah, 6 skeletons just sort of. Kylie, Slate, the skeleton that you were trying to bludgeon with your axe, finally takes the hint and just sort of crumbles into a pile of bones. And as far as you're aware, good job. Kylie, yeah, you note 6 of the skeletons. The band, however, is in the far corner and does not stop playing. They're just playing Hark the Herald, Azamar sing, just really aggressively. And there's still a couple of skeleton archers in the corner.
Was the Glinch within that or no?
No, the Glinch has moved slightly towards you, but he's still a good 40 feet away from Kylie.
Too far.
Yeah.
Pretty sure he can beat DC 17 as well.
He actually, because of particularly of what he is, he would. I'm not going to tell you, but yeah, there's things. You could probably guess what manner of being he is. Right, Kylie. Anything else? Are you happy?
I think that's about all I can do for the moment.
Slate, you are up.
Cool. I will.
There's a troll that you were making eyes at before in front of you.
Gonna take a swing just straight at him.
Yeah, you do that.
And I think he's lit up still, so you have advantage.
Yes, advantage.
I'm just checking a couple of things before I roll in case that matters. Oh, it's when I hit. Okay, cool. Advantage. Oh gosh, horrible rolls today. Or just against this troll. Does a 14 hit?
Nope.
Cool. My intimidating stare wanes a little bit. As I strike again for a 15.
And because I have instituted a new house rule on this channel, you just equals beat.
Okay.
That is the DC. Or the AC, rather. You hit.
Yay! Cool. And I will, when I hit, I use my divine light as well. And do lots of things.
Good.
So that's 4 slashing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't like my dice today. Plus
What level divine smite are you doing?
just level 1.
Very well.
Okay. Which is plus, yes. So plus another 7 radiant damage.
So 4 plus 7 radiant, is it? Yes?
I don't remember what I rolled at the start.
I think it was
Yes,
4.
4 plus 7.
Slate, how do you do this?
Oh, shit.
Woo!
That
Totally
11 is what you
awful.
needed.
I kind of like, I bring the battle axe and it just sweeps through and then it just sort of like shifts some of the dust of the other skeleton and I just kind of and then like carve down the other way just into like the side of the hip of the troll where it had already been cut.
Oh dear. So you
and then
work
it's
that
like,
wound.
It doesn't sink in very far and then like a burst of radiant energy.
Oh! And a huge sort of chunk gets blown out of the side of the troll, and it grasps it and then sort of collapses sideways. And the other troll sees that and goes, Grugnug! And staggers towards Grugnug. And it's actually, unless, do you have anything else? Are you happy? You defeated Grugnug.
Yeah.
So it's now the remaining troll and everybody else's turn. The goblins have identified Slate, who they'd originally decided was probably not that much worth bothering, is actually quite dangerous, it turns out, and is going to, they're going to direct their fire to. So, given that there are 8 goblins and 2 remaining skeletons, you're each going to get shot twice. So the first one's come to Slate. For a 6 and a 5 on the dice. Ping off Slate's defensive measures. A 2 and a 9 on Donna probably don't hit either. Kylie is up next. A 3 and a 10.
No.
One will be a 14.
Nope.
Regis, 7 and a 2. I am rolling exceptionally poorly this evening. And Apple.
Because you're trying to fight against the force of Christmas.
Yeah, this is it. Apple, I'm going to guess a 14's probably not enough either.
My AC is 13 because I decided not to wear armor.
I love you so much, mate. You're so fun. Then I get 2 hits on you because I rolled a 9 and a 10 plus 4. So Apple is going to
Did my cover give me any extra AC?
That's true. I'll say one of them doesn't. So you get 6 points of piercing damage from a single arrow shot from the goblins, who are sort of gathered around the stage. They've retreated to the base of the stage that the Glinch was on, and sort of cowering beside their friend, their buddy. And the Glinch is standing there, sort of like trying to encourage them to attack you better. And the troll, on the other hand, it takes exception to the fact that Donna and Slate and Regis are have between them killed. As far as you can tell, Donna and Slate, this is his girlfriend that you guys just brought down. Grugnug was apparently someone of import to this guy. So he is going to wade up to you, and you're each going to get attacked once. The first one will be against Slate as he tries to bite the slayer of his friend. Oh dear, another 9 plus 7, however, so 16.
I think you need to swap dice.
Yeah, I know. I mean, they're rolling really. All right, let's tag these boys out of these ones. Right. The next one is going to be on Donna.
Come at me, Lugnug.
Lugnug gets a 21.
Yeah, that hits.
It comes at you, and he is going to clonk you around the head with one of his claws for a combined total of 13 points of damage.
Is this slashing damage?
It is indeed slashing damage with some rather
I resist
nasty
this
looking claws.
motherfucker.
You resist the slashing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so you take half. All right.
Yeah. So 6.
Yes. What manner of concoction of thing is happening to you that allows you to resist that?
This was the heal rune, the Haug rune, which I activated last turn, which gives me resistance against bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage.
Nice. Very well. And Regis, a 14. No.
A miss.
He's in a bit of a rage. He's just not really thinking straight. Just sort of batting at you all. And that's that. Donna, it's your turn with Apple on deck.
Yeah, it is my turn now, right?
Yes.
And I circle around him to try to flank.
Uh-huh.
And this guy isn't glowing, is he?
No. No, you killed the glowy one. In
Yeah.
fact, all the glowy things except a pair of goblins are dead now.
Okay. Can I flank him?
Yes, I'll allow it.
Would that give me advantage?
Yeah, why not?
Fantastic. In that case, there's going to be 3 with advantage. Again, Great Weapon Master.
Yes.
And with bless.
And with
with
Bless.
Oh, golly.
Okay. Yep, that's a 25 plus a d4.
Yeah, that'll probably do it.
Uh,
Even minus the 5?
yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't include the 5, but
Oh, yeah, it's all right.
that's another crit.
Oh,
I might just do the damage on that first.
not a bad idea.
Because it's given me that. So that is 26 points of slashing damage.
Not bad. Not bad. Good start.
Plus, because this is a crit, I forgot to do this on the last one, but because I have Slasher, when you score a critical hit that deals slashing damage, you grievously wound it. Until the start of your next turn, the target has disadvantage on all attack rolls.
Right. It didn't particularly matter because the thing died before it could attack you back.
Yeah, but for this one.
Noted. Thank you.
And I did get another hit, so I may as well roll that damage too. That is 20 damage.
Another 20. Shush. Yep.
And I will do the third hit. Um, 22 plus a d4 is going to hit, I imagine.
As long as the end result is 15 or more, yeah, you're good.
Yes. That's another 26 points of slashing damage.
26 plus 46, 52.
Cutting them up.
That was the number you needed. Yeah, you in one round drop this thing to 0.
If someone can burn this corpse, please, this would be good.
Yes. If you it drops. How do you do it?
I'm going to hack off 3 of its limbs one by one.
Yeah.
In fact,
It's now hopping on one leg, and then it topples over, muttering no, it doesn't. It does. It sort of and drops to the ground with only a single leg left.
And then, just to prove I didn't need the extra damage, because Brendan forgot, Donovan Blitzen is going to flex, and he's going to grow to large size.
You do that. Yeah, you increase in size by 1 size class, becoming very big. Functionally, you would almost be described as huge, but you're just large, technically speaking.
And I'm going to stare at the Glinch and say, "Oh yeah, come at me, bitch."
He is going to cast. He's going to use one of his legendary actions to cast Ray of Frost at you again. Why not? Nat 20. There you go.
This is funny because
dice.
what other enemies are in the room?
Only goblins at this point. Goblins and a couple of skeletons.
Yeah. If that was the case, then I would have moved towards him with whatever speed I had left, if I had any.
I believe you can move 40 feet, which means you're almost at him.
Just 30. But that's
Being
fine.
larger doesn't give you extra movement?
No.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. Well, I need to double check that. But I'm going to do... No, that's fine. I'm going to cop that.
Okay. Yeah. Ray of Frost is, I believe, 1d8, although he is at a high level. So it's going to be a little bit more than that. 3, 7, 8, 10. What the hell? 12. Just incredibly low. There we are. It's a bit better. 12, 18, 23 points of damage.
But I am a Goliath, so I resist cold damage, huh?
Yeah.
So is this
Down
11 or
to down
12?
to 11.
You need to try harder than that next time, mister.
I mean, it still stung.
Oh, so cold, so chilly.
He was like,
Is it cold in here, guys, or is it just me?
I thought I was supposed to be the nasty one. All right, we go to Apple.
Apple removes the arrows from his icicle armor, which is still a little bit intact, and he makes identifies where the glitch is, and he will take a 75 feet horizontal jump at his face.
You do that.
While he is in midair, as a bonus action, he will cast Hex on the glitch. Will give him disadvantage on strength checks, and as his action, he will face hug and grapple the glitch.
You do that. Make me an attack roll with advantage to grapple him.
And a d4.
Yeah, sure.
Just quickly, I just want to point out, without conferring between any of us at all, how cohesive and effective this team is.
Right? It's like the intro to the second Avengers.
Yeah,
Yes.
it really, really is. Up to and including the human cannibal.
So,
Apple is
the
my Black Widow.
I was thinking Apple is definitely the Hulk
The Hulk, yeah.
in this situation.
interesting. So that was a 21 on my
grapple him.
athletics.
Yeah, he's going to oppose it. He's not very strong, so he does not succeed. You grapple his face. You're about the same size as he is. He's not a particularly large guy, so he's going to fall down underneath your weight. How much damage does just being near you do to him?
Great question. So because of my poisonous skin, the glitch needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
He's quite good at it, but he did roll a 6. 16, actually. He has a plus 10 to his con.
Wow. Then he's fine for the moment, but we'll try that again next round. But because I have my aura, my cloak of flies on at the moment, takes 3 poison damage.
He takes 3 poison damage.
When he starts his turn, sorry.
Yes. Oh, interesting. Yeah. He's immune to being poisoned, but he's not immune to poison. That's interesting. Yeah, cool. That is all true, and he now has a frogman attached to his face. Regis.
Some people pay good money for that sort of action.
There's a few goblins around him. I just wanted to query how much of your effects are sort of a little bit further afield.
Apple's effects?
Yeah.
So at the moment, it's just a 5-foot aura of flies.
Okay. Alrighty. Regis.
Regis is going to assume now that the trolls have dropped that he just has a clear way to walk straight to the glitch.
Yeah, the goblins are sort of lined up next to the glitch at the foot of the stage. And there's a couple of skeletons that are really avoiding looking too closely at Kylie.
And he's just gonna beeline straight for the glitch. And he's just brandishing his candy cane, just smacking it into his hands.
The second day of Christmas, what I bought for thee, 2 broken knees, and a Goliath the size of an oak tree.
And he's gonna touch Donna on the leg and cast enlarge to make him huge.
Donna is now just shorter than the ceiling. Excellent work.
And then he's gonna step between Donna's legs and just stand underneath him, just brandishing his candy cane.
You do that, so you don't actually approach the guy. You could probably move to within 15 feet of the glitch, who is currently very occupied with having a frog on his face. All right.
We'll move whatever his movement gets him.
Excellent work. The Glinch is going to use his last legendary action to try and he's going to cast Paralyzing Touch on Apple. Apple, can you please make me a con save?
Yes.
I might be able to give you advantage on this. Just a sec.
And you have bless.
You do have bless.
Thanks.
so many things.
At the moment, a straight roll, I got a 9.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I can do saving throws, so you have advantage on this.
Okay. At the moment, that is a 13.
Oh, roll the
Is that
d4,
with
mate.
bless as well?
Yes.
That's with bless.
But is that a fail, DM?
Yes.
Then I can use my Pact of the Talisman to add another d4 to that roll. I got a 1. So,
Are we within Slate's aura?
No. Slate hasn't moved yet. Slate is still about 40 feet away from this. But that is a fail, I'm afraid. You are paralyzed for 1 minute. Oh, I do have to hit first. But a 22. Yeah, and you take 3d10, 3d6 cold damage.
Sorry, I would have done, because that was the order that it would have been in first. I would have done things differently.
I'm sorry.
Are there any other enemies within 30 feet of us?
I mean, there's a bunch of goblins.
Great. I'm going to invoke the Sky Rune, which is the Cloud Rune. Sorry, Josh. Once per short rest, when you or a creature you can see within 30 feet of you is hit by an attack roll, you can use your reaction to choose a different creature other than the attacker to become the target of the attack.
Very nice.
So, one of the goblins that's been peppering us with arrows.
Receives 8 points of cold damage and dies.
Yeah. And importantly, Apple is not paralyzed.
Yeah. It becomes paralyzed and dies. Right. And he goes, huh? He reaches up to touch Apple. And then one hand grabs out to grab the leg of one of the goblins nearby. The goblin cocks it. He goes, ah! I didn't mean to do that.
It's maybe like a portal of clouds that surrounds Apple.
Yeah. So he actually reaches up to touch Apple. His hands go through these portals and come out and grasp this goblin's leg, and the goblin just heels over. And he pulls his hands back out of the cloud and goes, what? What's going on? Let's go back to the top of the order. It's the Glinch. He's going to try that again. It's like, what? And he's going to reach up and try to grab Apple again.
Grab Apple. He takes 3 poison damage at the start of his turn.
He does take 3 poison damage. Yes, he takes 3 poison damage. Oh, God,
is he
so
grappled?
sticky? He is grappled.
Does that give disadvantage on attacks? I don't remember.
It just means speed is 0.
Yeah. I rolled a 6 on the dice, which means 18 to hit.
18 does hit me, yes.
Yep. That con save you can make again then. And I will roll 3d6s. Oh, that's good. 17 points of cold damage.
I got a 14 on my con save. Was that straight, or am I still at advantage, Donna?
No.
Okay,
You
so
still get blessed, though.
Do you have blast?
Yeah, 14 total.
Nope. You want to use that hex thing that you didn't use last time?
Yeah, so when I fail a saving throw, I can add another d4.
Yep, go for it. Get a 4.
16 total for my con save.
I'm afraid not. You are paralyzed for 1 minute and take 17 points of cold damage.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Good. It's a good attack. It's one of the first things he's managed to successfully do.
Sorry, that was 17 points of cold damage?
Yep. He is, however, still underneath you. It's sort of
cool.
stuck there.
And that is not a melee attack, is it?
It is a melee spell attack.
Oh, okay, then he will take 25 points of cold damage.
Oh no! Which he is not resistant to. He is resistant to cold, so he takes 12. But it's still very unpleasant.
Yeah, my armor of Agathis is now gone.
Yeah. Cool. In which case, We are talking about Kylie and Slate, and then it will be the enemy. So Kylie, yep, you're up. Slate, you're on deck, and the troll has yet to be set on fire.
So geographically, how far is the troll from me?
Oh, 20 feet.
Because I ran forward.
Yeah.
So.
About 20 feet backwards and to the right.
Okay, and in front of me, obviously the Glinch, and
About
then
30 feet in front of you is the Glinch, and a line of goblins, one of whom just carked it.
how many left?
7, and a pair of skellies.
Right. I'm a little worried about doing any damage for the Glinch because I'm worried I'll hit apple.
I mean, there is a frozen apple on his face.
Yeah.
He used his action to hurt him, not to get away.
You know what? I am going to cast my spiritual weapon.
Great.
Mm.
That's
Love
a bonus
clerics.
action.
And then I am going to make a melee attack against the troll that's still alive.
No, both trolls are down, but one troll is on 0 hit points, and the one is dead, and the other is on 0 hit points, but you know it will regenerate if it doesn't take fire or acid damage.
Oh, right. Okay. I retract my spiritual weapon.
Ugh.
Because I'm pretty sure I have some sort of flamey, burny sort of thing. Yes, I do. Here we go. Is anyone standing next to it?
Slate a bit.
How close?
I mean, if it's an area effect thing, you could probably miss it. You miss her with it.
Oh, okay, yes. It's a 10-foot radius.
Yeah.
In a location I specify. So I'm specifying that it's not going to hit.
You can burn both troll bodies and not get anybody else.
Fantastic. Yes, I will cast Flame Strike.
Very well.
Yeah, nice.
It does. You don't really need to roll the damage. This will just kill it.
Okay, great, cool.
Yeah, both trolls are now permanently deceased.
Excellent.
Anything else, Kylie? You're going to move forward? Bonus action?
Well, I'll bring out my spiritual weapon as my bonus action.
There's a second spell. I'm afraid you can't do both.
Okay, I shall spin back around to face the Glinch and his army of little goblin bastards.
The goblins saw that and were like, oh, Jesus, it's a really nasty. She's almost as scary as he is. Probably more so, actually, because he's got a face full of frog. That's how goblins sound, by the way.
Hey, Gav, I'm a gobbo.
Oh, no, I'm a goblin. Slate.
Oh, actually, can I have another pithy one-liner? I've thought of
then.
one. Should have worn their SBS 50.
These guys have got the right idea. They're wearing the brown trousers. Slate.
How far is the Glinch from me?
50, 40, 50 feet.
I will.
With a face full of frog. He is prone on the ground with a face full of frog.
He's prone on the ground.
Yes.
That's...
Sort of semi-covered by a frozen frog. Frosty frog.
Okay.
Why is it sticky? Don't ask, you won't like the answer.
The answer to why is it sticky is never good. It's just...
I'm going to... I'm just going to run forward. And as... Oh, that's so risky. Do I do risky?
I love it.
We love risks
Too risky.
here.
Sure. I run forward with my 30 feet of movement, so can't make it. I stow my battle axe and I hurl my great axe.
Oh. Do
Can
it.
I do that?
Yeah, why not? I have no issue with this. At the Glinch or at one of the
At the
goblins?
Glinch, which is prone, so it should be a
Yeah.
disadvantage.
Yeah, sure, but he is lying down, so yeah, he's yeah. Go for it.
So I'm rolling at disadvantage.
Yes. I mean, you get to about 10 feet away from him and he's lying still. Or
I mean, it's disadvantage, but
did you
I got a
crit?
natural 20 and a dirty 20.
That does hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Nice.
Cool.
You know what? Because I'm feeling nice, you can have the crit.
Woo!
Aw, that's nice.
2 20s. That seems appropriate. It's Christmas.
Good thing I rolled a 12. So
how much damage?
26 slashing,
Oof.
and
Oof.
as it is, I'll go read my. Is it my smite?
Will you
Is
smite
that a?
it?
No, it's not a melee.
No, it's not a melee. You can't smite.
Yeah. So 26.
Very well. 26 points of damage to this. It strikes him and in a limb and really does nasty sort of gash on one of his limbs. Let's say a leg, shall we?
So this is something I was curious about. So it's a non-magical weapon, right? So it does take damage?
Yeah, the Glinch does take damage. It doesn't seem to take as much damage as you might expect. I've nerfed it a little bit. It's not a traditional what the thing it's based on is.
Okay,
You'll notice it hasn't cast power word kill at you yet.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It should have. We could take it.
Yeah, well, a couple of you can.
I'd rather not have to
so
if I
much.
don't have to.
Yeah. That's your turn, Slate. Very well.
Yep.
Yeah, he was like, ow! Ooh, ow! He is going to use his legendary action to glare at you, Slate. The glitch fixes its gaze on a creature it can see within 10 feet of it, which is you now, because you're 10 feet away from it. Please make me a wisdom save against my magic. Really probably should have done this to Donna, not you, but it's just gonna hurt.
Oh. Why am I so wise?
Probably for the best.
Yeah, it's good. 18.
Equals beats. You are not frightened of him.
I also cannot be frightened.
No, cannot be frightened. Oh, you can't be frightened anyway.
Nope.
Oh, then you need not have made the save, but well done anyway. You passed the save. Good job. Yeah, that's all of his legendary actions. Oh well. Next is the evil guy's turn. It's the goblins. You know what? Given your resistance of his most terrifying attribute, can you make me an intimidation check, Slate?
Okay.
Probably with advantage because you're standing right in front of an enormous other Goliath.
Oh, they're both 9s, which goes all the way up to 12.
Right. Let's see. No, the goblins got a 14 on their courage check, so they do stick around. But they're all going to shoot at the enormous Goliath now. Crit, a 21 and the 16.
16 hits.
All right. Yep. 3. 17. The other two didn't. And a 1. Nope. So 4 hits. One of which was a critical. Donna. So.
Great. I resist all of this damage.
Yeah, that's fine. So 12 plus. Another 6. 18 plus. Plus another 8. 26 points of damage, half to 13.
Fantastic.
Yeah, you get shot by 4 of the 7 arrows that are fired at you. The goblins, all of a sudden, it's probably because you're about the size of a barn door. They're able to actually finally hit you.
Those ones almost tickled.
And now it's Donna's turn.
And
Apple and Regis will be on deck. Apple, you will be able to make make the check again, basically. Stop being paralyzed. Donna.
Okay, I think I was very close to the Glinch, so I'm going to walk over to it.
Yeah.
And as I'm doing so, I'm going to trade out my greatsword for... I'm going to say, now it is time to bring this under.
No.
And I'm going to bring out my Javelin of Lightning, which was my uncommon magic item.
Sick.
And just going to stab down on this boy 3 times.
He is prone, so you have advantage.
Yeah, I sure do.
Nice job, Apple.
Yes, yeah. And hilariously, Great Weapon Master works on any melee weapon.
What?
Yep, that's what it says. So I'm going to attack with advantage 3 times with a D4, and doing Great Weapon Master. A 22 without the D4.
Yeah. As long as you're subtracting 5, yes, that will. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Does an 18 hit?
After taking off the 5?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, he's going to use his reaction to cast shield. So no.
Okay. Well, in that case, let me roll the D4. So add 4 to that. So 22.
22 is now equals beats.
Great. So that's 2 hits.
That bless worked. Anything else wouldn't have managed it. Nice.
Yeah. A 23.
Also does beat the 22
Great.
I see.
Okay. Let's do 3 rolls of this Javelin of Lightning, which doesn't do lightning damage, but it is magical.
Okay, right. Sensible. Like it.
Yeah. 19 plus 18
Ooh.
Plus-
37.
plus another 19.
Okay, Donna. How do you do this?
Oh, well, I use my action surge and do another. No. Okay, I'm going to. This is Christmassy, so I'm going to pull out one of its arms and stab in the hand.
In what manner
then I'm
is this
gonna-
Christmas Eve?
Stab in the other hand because I'm crucifying him.
That's
Oh.
not
And
Christmas.
then-
That's Easter, dude.
That's Easter.
I mean,
Eat your Bible.
Jesus, Jesus, it's Christmassy.
Right.
And then I'm going to delicately lift up Apple and stab in the face.
Why are you stabbing Apple? I get it. No, don't worry. Apple, as you do this, as the third stab comes down, Donna, the green little body disappears in a blast of green light and foul gas. Apple, your body relaxes and you find yourself able to move again. And Kylie, I'll say, because you seem to be paying a little bit more attention to it than everybody else, the big glyph on the wall disappears. And instead of the glyph, the Glinch reappears there and drops down to the ground and says, all right. Calm your thumb. We surrender. Is that all right? Can we surrender? You see,
Action surge.
you can have the sack back. Jeez. That hurt. And he's like rubbing his palms, and the goblins are like, yeah, this enormous giant man. You hear.
I didn't even add the giant damage to any of that. That's funny too.
You hear from the window a ho 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 ho, jolly good, well done, all of you. Thank you so much for getting my sack back. Oh, you naughty Glinch, you. Oh, it's him. Oh, I hate him. He's so happy all the time. Well, you naughty person, you've almost spoiled Christmas. And the Glinch goes, we were just wanting to have our own Christmas. All of my friends aren't getting any presents. It's never fair. And Santa sort of takes a step back and says, well, Regis here did make a few extra presents. Well, as long as I tell you what, as long as you promise to be extremely good next year, and keep all the ones you've got, right? And there's a bit of a cheer from the remaining goblins, and Santa looks at the merrily burning carcasses of a couple of trolls, and says, "Good show, all of you. Well done, and Merry Christmas."
Merry Christmas, Santa.
Thanks,
Donna-
Santa. Do you want a hug?
Oh, splendid! And Santa hugs Apple. He's like, "I love hugs from all the good
Oh,
boys
no,
and
no,
girls."
no. Oh.
Santa, what's the con save he has to make?
12.
If I'm nearby, he gets +3.
He gets +3, does he? So it's 7 plus whatever Santa's con is. Probably not. Santa goes, oh, dearie me.
He's poisoned for 1 minute.
Yeah, he is. You've poisoned Santa.
I'm gonna do cure wounds on Santa. I'm gonna rush over like, it's okay, I got this, I
Oh,
got this.
oh, thank you. Thank you very much, my dear. In fact, Santa is going to use one of his legendary resistances to resist that.
Yeah.
I feel like Santa's the sort of creature who would have legendary resistances.
Surely.
Basically Tom Bombadil in a red suit. So yeah, he does that, and he looks around you and he all says, "Well, I suppose all's well that ends well. Jolly good. Who wants a lift to the Bahamas, eh?"
I do!
You might need a bigger. We're going to need a bigger sleigh. And then you all look to the camera. And I
Merry
think.
Christmas!
And I think we'll leave it there. Yes.
Is there anything more terrifying than being wished Merry Christmas by a truly gigantic, angry,
Guys, that was
Swedish?
That was splendid fun. I would like to thank everybody for watching and playing, particularly our guests, particularly our interstate guests, for whom it is now quite late, so we will make this quick, shall we? I'd like to thank Daria, our redoubtable artist, who did our chat emotes for us this evening. Thank you so much. Our fabulous sponsor, basically my personal sponsors for the year, Wooten Forge. Thank you so much, guys. They've sponsored most of the things I've done over the year, and I just want to give them a massive shout out and thank you. Head on over to wootenforge.com to check out their gorgeous Australian Chewett Heartwood dice trays. Karen has one there. I've been rolling in my Jarrah one all night. They do incredibly lovely work, and if you head over and use code HUMBLE3 now, it might still be active. No promises, but you might be able to score yourself a cheeky little discount, you cheeky little monkeys. So, quick favorite moments. Very, very quick. We have stolen this from the Jeddah GM, and I do love doing it. So quickly, favorite moments. Let's go around the circle. Kylie, what was your favorite Apple moment? Karen?
Oh my goodness. Just every time Apple touched or hugged someone who wasn't an enemy. And just was like bonus points for hugging Santa at the end, but just every
Amazing.
time Apple's just like, It's like, no, the poisonous, no.
Solid work, yes. Josh, what was
Delightful
your favorite?
character choice.
Yes. Two significant character choices, and they were both played out. Loved it. Mr. Lang, favorite Donna moment?
Absolutely a combat beast activating that hill rune, then getting a crit and dealing 50 damage in one turn, and then the next turn 60 plus damage, carving down a troll in one turn. I think would have to be a highlight from Donna von Blitzen.
Amazing, yes, absolutely. Brendan, what would be your favorite Slate moment?
There were lots. Like I mentioned before, there was a great synergy between us, I think, in combat. But I really liked asking about the music box and making that connection about the song. And also that she was the only one trying to dispel the torch in the trap room while the rest of us fucked around for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Trying to actually solve the issue.
I really enjoyed that the solution was leave.
This guy will be fine.
Just don't worry about it.
Yeah. Nikki, what was your favorite Pesh moment?
Oh, so many. I think just like on the whole, the descriptions of what Regis was doing, like the can't believe it's not eggnog, like all those little details just made it really like immersive and fun and Christmas chaos, and I love it.
Cool.
I loved everybody how much thought you had or hadn't done put into these characters for a wacky one shot. Yeah, there was clearly a lot of effort had gone in behind the scenes. That was really, really gorgeous for me. Thank you.
And I really want to know what I Can't Believe It's Not Eggnog tastes like now. Does
Probably
it
eggnog.
actually
It tastes like burning, apparently.
Yes. Pesh, what would be your favorite me moment?
Favorite you moment? Oh, definitely the Glinch and his personality and one-liners. Yeah, you had me in stitches. It was very good. It was very like Three Stooges crossed with, I don't know, just the classic, the moustache twirling villain. It was very good. I particularly enjoyed, why is it sticky? That was good.
And my favorite Karen moments. I really enjoy Kylie whenever this is the third one shot I've run with Kylie in it. And Kylie's one-liners are always excellent as well. I liked Kylie's, I'd say my favorite Kylie moment would be her, she is a bit of a group mum. So trying to like, oh no, not the frog, careful, don't hug people, you know what that does. But I also really liked your intro at the very, very beginning, telling the stories about, I can't remember who you were telling the story about, but yeah, your story about, sorry?
Donna.
Yeah, about Donna was lovely. I really enjoyed that. Yeah, love all the little bits of Kylie, and stealing the I completely made up you found the diary in the bottom in the floor. I was just like, it's a nothing room. I deliberately didn't populate it. An 18 to investigation. Fine, you find something. You find a small child's diary. There you go. It's like, keeping that shit. Yeah.
That's going to come back in another one shot now.
Absolutely. Love it. I remember the girl's name was Sally the elf.
Yeah, it'll come back for the Halloween one shot next year when she's trying to find Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like there was lots of things. Like the old Santa in the picture, I was like, wait, is the Santa outside actually just like liching or Dorian Graying it up?
No, the glitch just had a bunch of really unflattering pictures made of people he doesn't like. And yeah, you'll notice that the picture of him was really good and gorgeous and very handsome. Yeah, anyway, thank you very much, guys. Those were fun favorite moments all round. So we should go away from here because we've been streaming for a while and it's like 2 a.m. where Nikki and Josh are. So they've been extremely glorious and sticking around with us. So let us say our goodbyes. Let's go around the table. Let's go around the screen. Pesh, tell me who the heck you are and where we can find you.
My name's Josh, aka Tales of Pesh. You can find me on my own Twitch channel, Tales of Pesh, and on YouTube under Tales of Pesh. D&D live play, music production. I compose D&D soundtrack and a few other genres. There's a fair bit going on there, and I make Eberron lore videos on YouTube because it's my favorite setting. So find me in those places.
Awesome setting, and explains why you're really good at an artificer as well. I played my first artificer in Eberron, and it was really fun. Yeah, cool. Niggly, who the heck are you?
I think the best way to sum up who I am is the fact that I'm a biologist on field work currently playing D&D at 2 a.m. So on Saturdays, I talk about the biology of D&D creatures, and I don't know what more you need than that. You can find me at Brac here on Twitch. I have an Instagram with photos and stuff. There's a Discord, there's stuff. Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Are you aware of a microbiologist?
Yes.
Yeah. As in the Twitch channel, A Microbiologist, I believe.
Oh no, I'm like, I know he's a microbiologist.
Yeah, no. There is a Twitch channel called A Microbiologist who also plays D&D, and is a I believe a follower of Dreaded GMs, and friend of Ardana, I believe, and I was on Dread's charity weekend a little while ago. Yeah. That's kind of fun. I was just like, you're not the only biologist I know who plays D&D.
Yeah, my whole crew that's been playing for 4 years, we all did undergrad bio together.
Excellent.
So,
yeah. It's incredibly popular and nerdy, and we're all glorious and special. Brendan, who the heck are you?
I'm Heckin Brendan Ellis. I'm an actor and director here in Perth. I have a fringe show with Perth Playback Theatre early next year, so check out the link to that in chat. I mostly hang out here, at least for now, and loving Corsairs Cove and what we're doing. We are doing table talks tomorrow night at 7, and summing up both of Josh's recent Humblewood campaigns that he's
Yes. This is true. Chatham heads are broken, apparently. Never mind.
Good.
Stupid stream elements seem to have crashed. Never mind. Josh Lang, who the heck are you? I forget I have to
I'm
be more
Mr.
specific.
Lang, and you can find me hibernating over the summer, putting on some Christmas weight.
Excellent. Jolly good. And no more need be said. Karen, who the heck are you?
Hi, I'm Karen. I'm a performer. I'm a writer. I am many things. I'm too many things. I'm so tired. You can follow me on Twitter at Mother of Bunnies or on Instagram at Miss Lola Moore. I am doing a ton of stuff that I can't remember right now. Most of it in the new year. But if you are free tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Australian Western Standard Time, you should really go to Winter's Tales. We are doing a follow-up one-shot to the Academy of Xandar campaign that we wrapped earlier this year. And those of you who watched that campaign know that one of the baddies in it, Blood Mage, actually escaped. So we are doing a one-shot hunt for the Blood Mage where hopefully we will actually catch the bastard.
Because V has serious beef with the guy.
V has serious beef. So she gonna get her vengeance on tomorrow night. And V is chaotic. So that's always a good time.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to stepping back into her shoes.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute since you were V.
It's been a hot minute since I was V. Yeah, I've had to be so restrained playing Kesh over here because Kesh is sensible and thinks through her actions.
She has to, because none of the idiots she's with do.
She has to be responsible for 3 man-children, yeah.
Technically, V is also responsible for 3 man-children, but she handles the pressure very differently.
And Mesdames et Messieurs, Damen und Herren, and beings of indeterminate gender and persuasion, I am Josh the Pirate, and I've been your humble DM and storyteller for this evening. If you've enjoyed my face and voice tonight, you can find me in Paparotica at Fringe World and generally infesting the art scene in Perth. Probably also at Naranda Shops if you live in WA. You can find me being Santa, because that's what I do. Here's spoilers, it was me the whole time. You've never seen me and Santa in the same place at the same time. I also have my own channel, twitch.tv/Corsairs Cove. You're welcome, you're on it. Christmas one-shot just happened, so I don't need to talk about that one. Come along tomorrow if you want to go and watch Karen's Winter's Tales exploits. Come and hang out for the hour before here on Corsairs Cove, and we will then raid Winter's Tales. We're doing a bit of a table talks about the last couple of seasons of Humblewood that we ran. So if you have any burning questions to ask the players, that would be the time. I am also starting playing a game on Phoenixy Wacky, which is also extremely exciting. Playing Rattlesnake Kid in the new Deadlands game over there. The first game will be, I believe, the 7th of January. We've already had one, but we've got going on about a month's break now. Run by Tuln, another Josh, who DMs as well. There is altogether too many of us. Fortunately, Lux has changed his name recently. So Josh Towns is now at least not a Josh Towns. Alternatively, if you like my majestic voice, but you think I could stand to turn the face down a bit, I am also part of the There Be Dragons crew. We're a 5e D&D podcast in a fantasy gunpowder setting where I play the infamous and deadly pirate Skern Felspar and his little dragon, Hrush. Guys, thank you so much. It's been an enormous pleasure. We will go away and raid somebody now. And you know what? Dead Aussie Gamer is streaming. No, actually, do apologize. We're going to raid Phoenix Iwaki. They are raising money for tornado charity relief in Kansas. And that's incredibly important and special what they're doing. So we will drop a raid on them. Throw up your favorite raid emotes in chat. Tell them where you came from, and any spare pennies you have, donate towards that cause would be greatly appreciated. So thank you very much for coming and playing with us this evening, guys. Merry Christmas to you all from us here on Corsairs Cove. Yeah, we will drop that raid on them now. So say goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Merry
Goodbye.
Christmas.